Ho, ho, bloody ho. Hi guys, welcome along to another live stream with your friend Alan Scouser. I'm sorry a little bit running behind schedule, guys, but I just got held up for a few minutes, right? Okay, so you shall all probably know if you saw me little, preliminary promo. This is going to be this stream tonight is going to be about Christmas horror movies. So if you like movies like Black Christmas, Don't Open Till Christmas, Tales from the Crypt, movies like that, this will be right up your street. Okay then, guys, so just bear with me. I'll just start getting to some of the comments up. Yeah, again, apologies guys for the slight delay, but I hope you all enjoy it anyway. I'll also do with Christmas not being too far away now, I'll also do a little sort of like a Christmas themed horror movie stream and that, because I love me Christmas horror movies, especially Black Christmas, from 1974. Not too keen on the sequels, but love the original one. I love the Tales from the Crypt segment, with the one with Joan Collins in, and also love the one with the puppets in as well. Yeah, okay. If there's any problems, guys, with the sound or visuals, do let me know. Yeah. All right then, guys. So I'm just going to get onto the comments now. Right. So let's just see if we got in now tonight. Right, walk on, always believe. You okay, mate? Watch it, Alan. I hope you are well. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, hope you are too. Looking forward to the stream as always. Oh yeah, I've been looking forward to this all week and that. Yeah, and I thought I'd come dressed for the part as well. Yeah, I wanted to get a Christmas jumper, in my local supermarket, but it all sold out. But I've got to I had to make do with this, sort of kind of a t-shirt thing and that. Yeah, but yeah. So as I say, I say love me Christmas horror movies and that, and if you've got any specific favourites, do voice them, because I'd be very interested, to hear your particular favourites, there could be ones I've never seen, so, okay, so we'll just, got some more comments, right, someone's getting a late form, Brian's here, you alright, Bri? Hi Alan, how are you? Hope you are well. I'm good, thanks, Bri. Hope you are too. Hope you're looking forward to Christmas. Fazbear Brothers, hi Alan, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thanks. Yeah, hope you are too. Richard Brown, stop listening to Slade and do your live stream, Alan. I haven't listened to Slade all day, mate. No. So yeah, just got held up and that, a couple of things and that, yeah. So, thanks for turning up anyway, mate. Right. Walk on, always believe. There's a Christmas horror anthology I'm hoping to watch tomorrow. Oh, what dare that be? Because I know they brought out one or two more, haven't they, this for this Christmas? That one, has anybody seen that one, December? If you have, let us know what it's like. Rock and Roll Hell, I think he's forgotten it's Thursday today. I never forget anything. Fazbear Brothers, I'm here. Can you see me? Complete with me Santa garb. I say, guys, these things can't be helped, Right. Edward. Evening, Alan. Hope you're well. Happy Christmas. Oh, happy Christmas to you as well, Ed. Yeah, thanks for turning up. Yeah, nice to see you again. Melanie's here. You alright, Mel? Good evening, Alan. Love the hat. Oh, thanks very much, Mel. Yeah, I got it today in my local supermarket. Yeah, believe it or not, this was the last one. Oh yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever dressed up as a kind of a Santa Claus character. In this sort of garb. I mean, yeah. Walk on, always believe. Bloomin' Heck, who's that? It's Santa. A very summery looking Santa as well, if you take into account the short sleeves. Well, of course, you're all now what you hate summer, so we won't go there. Blue and Eck, who's that? Oh, Alan, are you Santa Claus? Oh, love us. Well, you never know, I might just give you a present at the end of the stream, so yeah, you never know. Right, Fazbear Brothers, the original Black Christmas is a classic. Yeah, Olivia Hussey, absolutely love that movie. I'll most probably be watching that over the Christmas period and that, you know. So oh yeah, it's an absolute classic, you know. And John Saxon, he was fantastic as the policeman, as were all the girls who were in, you know, in the sorority house, you know. Margot Kidder, she was very good at it as well, wasn't she? You know, she took the phone call, didn't she, from the maniac and that, yeah. And Olivia Hussey as well and that, you know, the main protagonist. Oh yeah, Black Christmas is one of my all-time favourite Yuletide horror movies. I didn't care much for the sequels. Brian Hall, hello Alan, how's you? Oh man, I'm alright, thanks Brian, hope you are too. Yeah, hope you've had a good week, hope you're looking forward to Christmas. The legendary retro 80s critic, bugger me, it's Big Ears from Noddy. No, it's not, it's Alan Scouser from the Whittle. And I haven't got big ears. I don't want to do sort of like move me beard around, you know, move this around, like I don't want to sort of like dislodge it. It actually came with the muzzy with it, you know, moustache, but I put it down because it was sort of like it kept slipping down over my lips, so I thought I'd just sort of like wear it like that, yeah. So there you go. Right. Walk on always. I thought I'd let you know, Alan. I picked up those 5 books on true ghost stories. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a look at them. Yeah, thanks very much. Appreciate it. The legendary 80s critic. Merry Christmas, Alan, and a very Merry Christmas to you as well. Yeah. Cheers. Thank you. Peace here. You're right, Peace. Yeah, thanks for dropping by. Ian and Alan, very fetching Santa hat. Oh, thanks very much, Peace. Yeah. As I say, I've got it today in my local supermarkets and that, you know. So as I said before, it was the last one, you know. So they've had a raid on the all the Christmas stock and that, and I couldn't get myself a Christmas jumper, so I had to sort of like make do with this. Yeah, it's quite Christmassy, isn't it? You know. So yeah, there you go. So. Pete's saying again, Merry Christmas, mate. Hope you have a great holiday, and a very, very Merry Christmas to you too, Pete. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. You have a nice time with your family and that, and I hope you watch some good Christmas movies over the over the festive period, horror or otherwise. Rock and Roll Hell. I've got the Scream Factory 4K Black Christmas, right? On its way from Film Treasures. You check them out. UK based importer. I'm actually with them. Film Treasures, yeah, they're a great company. I've ordered a couple of movies from them, yeah. Oh, I like Film Treasures, yeah. I haven't got that 4K a Black Christmas because I'm not too sure how the picture quality will compare to the Scream Factory one, which I absolutely love. I've got that with the slipcover. So I'd very much like to know people's thoughts on the transfer. Is it a big step up? You know, from the Scream Factory one. If it's not, I'll stick with my Scream Factory. You know, my Scream Factory edition. Walk on, always believe. Have you ever seen a Christmas horror called Felish Nushbenua? Is that? Hope I pronounced that correctly. That's a great one. I haven't seen that one. No. So watch out for that. The legendary Retro's 80s critic is saying, can I sit on your knee? No, you bloody can't. And ask you what I want for Christmas. No, sorry. On the other hand, if you look like Marilyn Monroe or Susie Kendall or Linda Hayden or Veronica Carlson or Raquel Welch, well, that would be a different story. Right. Brian's saying, Merry Christmas, Alan. Very Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, too. Yeah, I like the Silent Night, Deadly Night film. Have you seen them? I like the. Yeah, I've got the first Silent Night, Deadly Night in my collection. Again, from Scream Factory. I have seen Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, but as you guys will probably know if you've seen it, that is primarily sort of like a retrospective flashbacks to the first movie, and then I think it's about the last 30 or 40 minutes. It starts to sort of like tell its own story. I haven't got that one in my collection, but I have ordered the Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, 4 and 5 because they've just been come out, you know, on one Blu-ray. I think it's Vestron Video, so I've ordered them, but I most probably won't get them now, so just after Christmas. But I'm not bothered, you know, because it's still a holiday period, really, isn't it? Like New Year and that, you know. So, but as I say, yeah, I love Silent Night, Deadly Night. Oh, he was one vicious swine, wasn't he? That Billy. Well, of course, he had a lot of trauma, didn't he? You know, he saw his mum get raped and killed and that, you know, and then he got put in that home with the nuns and that. But oh yeah, it's a very, very brutal movie, that Silent Night, Deadly Night. I think that's one of the best Christmas horror movies ever made. Yeah, I love that movie. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, what are you asking for Christmas? Well, what am I asking for Christmas? Everything good, good presents, good food, a nice atmosphere. What more could you ask for? Well, I've actually got, I've sent off for a load of movies and box sets and that, so they're piling up now in the, my bedroom and that. So, in between Christmas and New Year, I'm going to do, Christmas sort of like pickups and that. So I'll have them all there to show you. So I'll do one with all the DVDs and Blu-rays, and I'll do another one with all the box sets I've got. I've got some cracking box sets. I'm not going to reveal what they are, but I'm really made up with them. Some of them I had to send off to America for, but oh boy, they're fantastic, yeah. But all will be revealed, as I say, just after Christmas and just before New Year. So watch this space on that one. Right, Gerard, as a movie fan, is saying, good evening, Alan, and all here. Nice hours. Oh, thanks very much, Gerard. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I picked it up today, as I say, in my local supermarkets and that, so thought I'd sort of like tart myself up a bit like dear old Santa and that. Yeah, but I've got no presents to dish out, unfortunately. Just me mouth. Minus the swear words. Right, Cinema Chaos. Evening, Alan. Hope you're doing okay. I'm great, thanks, mate. Hope you are as well. Yeah. Hope you're looking forward to Christmas. You have a nice time and that. Get everything what you want and that. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Richard Brown is saying Gremlins is a good Christmas horror. A lot of people like Gremlins, don't they? Yeah. I saw it years ago on my VHS when I got my first VHS video recorder in January 1986. Yeah. I must admit it's not really one of my favourite movies and that, Christmas or otherwise, but I do know it's got a huge following. Yeah, they made a sequel, didn't they, with Christopher Lee in Gremlins 2. Rock and Roll Hell, Garbage Day. Is that a Christmas movie? Gerard is a movie fan. Gremlins live action and Nightmare Before Christmas animation are for me the Christmas horrors. Yeah. As I said before about Gremlins, a lot of people love that movie, and likewise with A Nightmare Before Christmas, a lot of people love that as well. I'm not really into animation, unfortunately, so yeah, I'm not really into movies like that. But as I say, I know it's got a huge fan following. Pete's saying, what was some of your favourite Christmas films as a kid? Well, I love Scrooge, Alistair Sim. That's an absolute classic, that. Yeah. I'll say Black Christmas. I watched Black Christmas at a very, very early age as well. I like some of the Christmas cartoons. I used to like when I used to do the the Christmas specials and that, the Disney Christmas specials like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny and that. I used to love them and that. What else did I watch as a kid? Yeah, there was a lot of, I tell you what, there was on the telly when I was a kid, there was a lot of TV Christmas specials and that, Christmas movies and that. Yeah, obviously it would have been so long ago, I can't remember them all. But, I love A Christmas Carol. I think that's my all-time favourite non-horror. But although there is elements of horror in it with the ghosts, isn't there? But that is my all-time favourite Christmas movie, Christmas Carol. Yeah, absolutely love it. I love the story as well by Charles Dickens. It's got a good meaning to it as well. I tell you what, while we're on the subject of A Christmas Carol, have any of you seen that movie with Peter Cushing where he's a bank manager and he plays a kind of a Scrooge character? It's called Cash on Demand, and I think it was made around about 1958. And he basically plays this stingy bank manager. He won't let people have a day off and all that. The usual Scrooge-like things, only a modern setting. And this guy comes along in that, and he's sort of like he's a kind of a crook. I won't go into too much detail. In case you haven't seen it, I think Thorley Walters plays the is it Andre Morell or Thorley Walters? I always get mixed up with those two. I think it's Andre Morell. He plays this like criminal and that, and he sort of like holds Peter Cushing to ransom. He wants, I think it's is it £50,000 out the safe, and he's claiming that he's got his wife and kid hostage in the house and that, but it's got a great twist in it, and it's got a good fable as well, it's got a good meaning, you know, just like, you know, Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. But if you haven't seen Cash on Demand, I highly recommend you check that out. It's a fantastic movie, and I think it's one of Peter Cushing's all-time, you know, all-time best movies. Yeah. So I've actually got it in the Indicator Hammer box set and that. Oh yeah, it's a great movie. It's in black and white, but very, very enjoyable. Yeah, I'd highly recommend that one, Cash on Demand. Right. Richard Brown is saying, does The Shining count as a Christmas horror? Part of it is set over Christmas. I suppose, yeah, I suppose you would class that as a kind of a Christmas horror with the snowy setting and that. I love movies with snowy settings, you know. Fantastic, yeah. I think they really stand out, especially in high definition. But yeah, I suppose you could class The Shining as a kind of a Christmas horror movie. There is actually, there is a few movies, isn't there, where it has actually got Christmas in the title, but, you know, watching them, you would class them as Christmas horror movies. I'll tell you what, the one Christmas horror movie, guys, I'm not too keen on, that is a movie called Christmas Evil. Anybody seen that one? It's a kind of when I first bought that a couple of years ago, I was expecting it to be like Black Christmas and that, you know, a kind of a Christmas slasher movie, but it was this kind of like character study, you know. It's sort of like more like it was very, very slow burner, and as I say, it was more of a character study, and I got bored with it. I watched it twice. I still couldn't get into it, so I flogged it on eBay. Yeah, so yeah, if any of you have seen Christmas Evil, I think it was made around about, was it 1983 or 84, something like that. If any of you have seen Christmas Evil, let me know. What, you know, do you share my opinion that it, you know, wasn't a very good Christmas movie? Walk On, Always Believe. My all-time favourite Christmas horror is a French horror called Inside. I haven't seen that one. From 2007. It's set on Christmas Eve, right? Very brutal. Great story, great twist. I recommend the uncut version. It's amazing. Oh, I'll have to watch out for it. I'll have to get that one. I wonder if it's available on Blu-ray Inside. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Oh, thanks very much for that, mate. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, as I say, guys, if any of you have seen any Christmas movies, what you think I might have seen, you know, please voice them and that. You know, I'd be very interested. Yeah, because I'm always on the lookout. I'm always on the lookout for good horror movies and that, what I haven't seen and that. And I also like recommending horror movies, what you guys might have seen, you know, when I do my reviews and that. You know, I derive immense satisfaction from recommending, you know, movies what I think are good to my subscribers and that. Yeah, so I'll have to check that one out, yeah. Thanks very much for that. Right, so scroll down a bit, guys. Right, Rock and Roll Hell is saying Garbage Day is the only memorable scene from Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Oh, right, yeah. It's a couple of years ago since I've seen the sequel to Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I think I know. My memory serves me correctly. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I'll have to get that one. I was actually, just this very night, actually. I was scouring eBay and Amazon for the edition with the slipcover, but I couldn't find it. And the ones that were there, they were going for ridiculously exorbitant prices. So I'll leave that for now. But I'll have another look anyway over the weekend. I can't wait. I can't wait to get that. You know, the 3 Silent Night, Deadly Nights. You know, 3, 4, and 5 from Vestron. Really looking forward to that one. I haven't seen any of those movies, so it should be hopefully should be an experience. The legendary Retro 80s, you remind me of Noddy Holder. It's Christmas. I can't do his voice. I'm sorry, I can't do his voice, but he's doing adverts, isn't he? He's advertising now. I saw him today on the telly advertising food and that, you know, yeah. Christmas food. I love Noddy. Now, let's face it, guys. Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without Noddy, would it? You know, I mean, I became a Slade fan in well, I'd say mid 1972, because like there was a lad at school. You know, in the same class as me, and he's raving over this Slade. He's going on about Slade all the time. Oh, you want to listen to Slade, Alec Grace and that. So when I saw them on Top of the Pops, I instantly became a fan. You know, I loved the hat with the mirrors and that, you know, and I loved the check kecks, you know. Oh yeah, love Slade, yeah. And the very first Slade album I bought was Sladest in 1973, yeah. I hope to actually do it sometime in the new year, guys. It's something I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I hope to do a Slade special. or even a glam rock special. So if any of you love Slade and glam rock, that might be of interest to you. Yeah, I've always wanted to do a special on Slade, so that, you know, stay tuned. That could very well transpire, you know, in 2023. That's a fantastic album, that Sladist album, it really is, yeah. I like the movie as well, they made as well, Slade and Flame. Yeah, I love the song Far, Far Away, with my head up in the clouds. It's a great one, that. And that one, Monkeys Can't Swing. That's a great one, that, yeah. Monkeys Can't Swing. Love that one. The legendary retro 80s critic. Thinking about it, Alan, I know where I've seen you before in the back garden with the fishing rod. No. You got the wrong guy. Kid, I love your stream. Thank you very much, yeah. Not into fishing, and I'm not into garden gnomes. Dr. Impossible, Andre Morel, that's it, Andre Morel. I always get him mixed up, you know, with Thorley Walters. You know, yeah, Andre Morel, that's the criminal who comes into the bank and sort of like, he wants Peter Cushing to give him, you know, I think £50,000 out the safe and that. That's a great one, that. I'm going to revisit that in a couple of weeks. I love that movie. Cinema Chaos. I used to love getting the Christmas TV guide free with the paper as a kid. I used to love getting the Christmas TV Times double issue, because it was good that in them days, because you only had the few channels, didn't you? So it was great to get it and that, you know, and see somebody like the likes of Bruce Forsyth. I can't even speak, I haven't even had a drink. Bruce Forsyth on the front with Anthea, you know, the blonde girl who he was married to in the early 70s and that, and you could get Sid James on, couldn't you? Carry On Christmas, yeah. I used to love the covers and that, you know, yeah. Oh yeah, I used to love the double issue of the you know, the TV Times and that, and the BBC Christmas special and one, yeah. Those were the days, as Mary Hopkins says. Right, Cinema Chaos. I used to love getting the Oh, sorry. Comments are going a little bit weird tonight, guys. Cash on Demand, yeah, great movie. As I say, I've got it in the Indicator box set. Gerard is a movie fan. I don't know if you know this or others here, but was there a while ago not news about a new Gremlin film? Oh, I don't know. Is there? Oh, right. I wouldn't put it past them, like, to you know, make a new Gremlins film, because they're rebooting everything now, really. You know, they're rebooting everything under the sun, really, aren't they? But yeah, so I'm not really a fan of Gremlins, so I don't think I'll be checking that out if it does transpire. Right, the legendary retro 80s critic is saying, I liked it, but not the best Hammer, right? Walk On Always Believe is saying, I've never heard of Cash on Demand. This is a thriller. It's a thriller. Yeah, it's not a horror. It's a psychological thriller. But Peter Cushing, the way he plays that bank manager, well, let's face it, every role what Peter Cushing is in, you know, he always delivers, doesn't he? You know, and we used to say, you know, me and my family, when you see like, you know, like a film on late at night and that, say 10:30 and that, usually a horror, if you saw Peter Cushing in it, and especially if you said Christopher Lee, if he was paired with Christopher Lee, you knew you were in for a good roller coaster ride, no real good treat, yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely love Peter Cushing, and of course Christopher Lee, yeah, fantastic, yeah. You could do with them back today, couldn't you? You know, to sort of like put a bit of oomph into these, a lot of these modern horror movies, because I'm not being funny, guys, but a lot of these modern horror movies now, they've got no story to them. You know, it's the usual formulaic thing, teenagers in the woods, mumbling the lines, and the bad language and that, you know. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not a prude, you know, I mean, like, you know, I swear myself, like, when I get angry, but I don't think there's any need to pepper every other sentence with F-bombs. You know, I don't like that at all. I mean, a lot of people agree with me as well about this. I think that's a sign, to be quite honest with you, I think that's a sign of bad writing. If they can't write a story or pepper it with F and this, F and that, S-H-I-T and all that, you know, they can't really write a proper story, can they? You know, it's like some of these comedians now, you know, they don't come up to the old. I'm not saying all of them, because there is quite a few modern comedians I like, but a lot of them resort to bad language and that, and I don't like, you know. I say, if you can't make people laugh without coming out with stupid, filthy talk, don't bloody bother. That's what I say, you know. I like the Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, Morecambe and Wise, Cannon and Ball. Now they had genuine talent, and they could make people laugh. They could make people laugh without resorting to swearing. Yeah. So I think it's unnecessary in that, And another thing as well, I don't like in a lot of these modern horror movies. There's a lot of flashbacks in them, isn't there? And a lot of sex scenes and that. It are often totally irrelevant to the story. It doesn't advance the story at all. Now, with me being a writer, and I've read a lot of books on movie construction and plot construction, and how to write a good horror story, that's sort of like some good ideas and that. And they always say, like, never put a scene in what's irrelevant to the story. Don't just put a scene in for the sake of putting a sex scene in. Make it, if you can, make it relevant to the plot. All right, you've got to have moments where you've got to step back from the horror and have a little breather. But some authors, like, they sort of like write scenes that they don't do anything at all for the story. And I say to myself, well, that was a waste of bloody space, wasn't it? Putting that in. Sometimes, as I say, getting away from horror. Clint Eastwood's movie Play Misty, for me, I didn't like that scene where you had like the montage, where Donna Mills, his girlfriend, and that, he's walking on the beach in the woods and that, and he makes love to her, and over the strains of Roberta Flack's The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. I thought that should have been cut out. That, as much as I love the movie, guys, I think he should have cut that out. It didn't add anything to the story at all, and I've read online, so a lot of people thought that. Even when the movie was released, he said, "What? Why put that in?" So that's one of the things that annoys me, guys. Putting unnecessary scenes in movies, horror or otherwise. Right, back to the comments. Get down from his soapbox. Right, the legendary Retro's AC Critic is saying, favourite Christmas song. It's Christmas. No, I'm only joking. But that is one of my favourites. I tell you what I do like. Well, I can't name one specific favourite, but I tell you what I really like. I like Gilbert O'Sullivan, I'm Not Dreaming of a White Christmas. Have you heard that, guys? Those of you in the room old enough to remember the 70s. I think it came out around about... I think it was 74. It's a lovely song, that, yeah. If you never heard it, just type it in on YouTube, Gilbert O'Sullivan, I'm Not Dreaming of a White Christmas. It's a lovely song, and the way he sings it and that. I'm a huge fan of Gilbert O'Sullivan, and I think that's one of the best Christmas songs ever written, I tell you the Christmas song what I do not like. I hate it. Driving Home for Christmas. I can't stand that song. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. It's got no proper tune. Well, this is just my opinion. It's got, I think it's just a boring song. Driving Home for Christmas. I like a Wizard. Not See My Baby Drive. The one with I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day. I like that one. I like Shakin' Stevens one from Christmas 1985. Merry Christmas Everyone. I like that one. I like Adam Faith's one, going back even further. The Lonely Pup in the Christmas Shop. Anybody know that one? That's a great one, that. I like Adam Faith, yeah. He was very good in the David Essex movie, Stardust. He played as manager. Yeah, it's a great one, that. Lonely Pup in a Christmas Shop. And there's another one, there's Christmas 70, I think it came out around, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it came out around about Christmas 1976. Jethro Tull, Salsa Spells, that's a good one. Any of you are familiar with that one? That's a great one, that Salsa Spells, yeah. And, Greg Lake, I Believe in Father Christmas. That's another one in my top 10. Yeah, there's so many Christmas songs I love, but as I said, there's not really many I hate, but I don't like that Driving Home for Christmas, although I do, and a lot of people do like it. Right. Back to the comments, guys. Right. The legendary Retro Aces Critic is saying, it's a loose retelling of A Christmas Carol about a greedy bank clerk, Walken. Yeah. The legendary Retro Aces Critic is saying, I've seen that new one with the Grinch, the mean one. I haven't seen that one. I haven't even seen The Grinch Stole Christmas right through. I've only seen trailers of that. Very popular movie as well. Richard Brown, The Wizard of Oz was always on at Christmas. It was, along with Oliver Twist. Yeah, the Mark Lester one, the musical. Got some good scary bits, yeah. Oh, yeah, it has, yeah. The witch was quite scary, yeah. I used to say to my mum, she reminds me of Christopher Lee's sister, because she had that sort of face. I don't know if you guys think that, you know, you look, she's got the brown eyes, and she got, like, you think it was Christopher Lee's sister, you know, what was her name? The woman that, was it Margaret, I forget her name. She took that part off magnificently, didn't she? You know, in The Wizard of Oz. She was really evil, wasn't she? And the flying monkeys and that, you know. Oh, I love The Wizard of Oz. I've got the 4K of that. I haven't watched it yet, guys, so when I've watched it, I might do a review of that. I love The Wizard of Oz. Willy Wonka's on sometimes, isn't he? Willy Wonka, you got to be careful how you say that, haven't you? Willy Wonka, and the Chocolate Factory, yeah. Right. Can you remember Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Yeah, used to love that song. Yeah, used to love it. Yeah, I like the Carpenters have done a few good Christmas songs as well, haven't they? Merry Christmas, Darling. That's a good one. I'll tell you one I love, guys. Again from the I think it's Christmas 1975. Any of you remember Donna, the Irish girl? It's going to be a cold, cold Christmas without you. Oh, I love that one. I think it's a lovely song. Yeah, it's great. That I used to love Donna. You know, please tell him that I said hello. That was another great one she made, yeah. She went into politics, didn't she, Donna? Yeah. Oh, I think she's one of the best Irish singers ever, Donna. Yeah, absolutely love her. Very nice person as well, by all accounts. Right, Brian Gilson is saying A Christmas Horror Story is a good horror anthology film. A Christmas Horror Story, is that the one with William Shatner in, where he's a radio DJ, and isn't Krampus in one of them? Yeah, if that's the one you mean, I wasn't too keen on that one. I wasn't too keen on the Krampus movie either. I thought it was more like a kids movie. I tried to like it and that, but yeah, there was just something about it that it didn't do any, you know, didn't sort of like pull all the strings, you know, for me and that, you know. But I do love those two. I tell you guys, I do love those two Tales from the Crypt segments with the first one with Joan Collins, where she lets the loony Santa in, well, a daughter, you know, lets him in, not knowing he's an escaped loony dressed in a Santa suit, and then of course, like, all hell breaks loose basically. And I love the version who done in the Tales from the Crypt. The Tales from the Crypt series as well. The Santa Claus, and that was even more monstrous looking. You know, well, he's in me thumbnail. You know, he's in the top left hand corner. That's if you haven't seen it, that's the Santa Claus from the Tales from the Crypt. You know, fantastic. Yeah, I'll just take my hat off, guys. Just getting a little bit warm now, so yeah, nice. Okay. It's got. I tell you what, guys. While we're on the subject of temperatures, if you're like me, you'll welcome the cold weather. You know, after all that unseasonable. I don't want to go on too much about the weather, because I have spoken about a lot. You know, on social media about how much I prefer winter to summer, and I think it's a lot of people are belly aching, aren't they? Oh, it's cold. It's cold. Oh, it's cold. It's cold. You know, but I you know, what did they expect? It's December. You know, and you know, we had that bloody, you know, abnormally red hot summer in August and that, you know, it's sort of like, it wouldn't go away. You know, we had a mild September, we had a mild October, and then we had a mild November. I thought to myself, flipping heck, because we were going to get a bloody sunny, warm Christmas as well, you know. But it's great to see a bit of snow, you know, and you seem to enjoy things. You know, this is just me being a winter lover. You seem to enjoy things more in the winter. You enjoy your food and that, you know, after being out in the weather and that. You enjoy your food more, you sleep better. Well, I do anyway. You know, you're not tossing and turning, you know, kicking the bloody blankets off. You're not feeling as if you're in the bloody Sahara Desert, you know. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, these bloody radio presenters and announcers, the way they go on about it, the sun and that and the warm, oh, you know, oh, I can't wait for the sun to come back. Oh, do me a favour. You know, there's people out here, there's people out here that prefer the winter, and I'd love to see a white Christmas. Yeah, but I won't go any more about that. You know, you know. Well, if you follow me, you'll all know my feelings about how much I can't stand the hot weather, and you know, I love the autumn and winter. I think it gives it the atmosphere, the snow. Right, back to the comments. Right, Rock and Roll Hell is saying, I missed out on the Scream Factory Silent Night releases. I got the 101 Films box set. I've seen that one. Yeah, I've seen the 101 Films box set. Yeah, a lot of people snapped that up when it came out. I tell you what's a good Christmas horror anthology movie, guys. I think I've mentioned this before. I think it's called Holiday Hell, and it's basically the framing story. You know the guy from Reanimator, Jeffrey Combs. He plays the shop proprietor, and this girl comes into a shop. It's very reminiscent of Beyond the Grave with Peter Cushing. This girl comes into a shop and she wants to buy something. I think it's for her sister. And he's got all these sort of like curios all around the shop and that, and he sort of like takes around the shop and he sort of like narrates a story behind each item and that, and like for instance the Santa Claus suit, there's blood on it and that, you know, and he tells a story about it and that, and then there's other objects as well. So if you check that out, you can't get it in the UK as far as I know. I had to send off for mine from America, but it's a great little Christmas horror anthology. Holiday Hell, starring Richard. As I say, he's in the framing story. Jeffrey Combs, he plays a shop proprietor. It's a fantastic little movie. The legendary retro 80s critic. Did you have the Keck trousers, Alan? I can imagine you a glam rock. I did not wear. Believe it or not, as much as I was a glam rock fan, I did not plaster my face with bloody glitter. No. And I didn't wear Noddy's hat with the mirrors on. No, I didn't. No. None of that. I just sort of like, all I'd done, I just watched them on Top of the Pops, bought their LPs, and that was it for me. Yeah, I wasn't one of these people that went to glam rock, went to glam rock concerts, like waving me glam rock scarf and that, like a crazy football fan, and putting all the stuff like the bell bottoms on and the platform shoes. No, I didn't do any of that. But I do know that there is clubs that still sort of like support glam rock to this day, and you go to these events and you get dressed up in all the gear and that, like Slade and Sweet and that, and but more power to them, because I think glam rock that was an important part of popular music. That was my era. I grew up with all those bands and that in the 70s, like the Bay City Rollers, Slade, the Sweet, the Arrows. They were a good group. The Arrows, although they didn't have all that many hits. But no, I didn't say I wasn't that much. I wasn't that much of a glam rock fan, but I loved it to bits. Pete's saying, what are some of the Christmas films that you're not keen on? Well, there's been a few low budget ones I haven't liked, Pete. The sort of like I'm not too keen on the Krampus ones, as I said before. Can't really get into them. Very bit. There's a lot of low budget ones. As I say, they've been. I've said to myself, bloody hell, how were these movies ever made? Because they've got no story to them, and they're just one long bore fest. But I would say my favourite ones are definitely Black Christmas. As I say, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Don't Open Till Christmas. That's a good one piece. A British horror movie. I think that was made around about 1984. That's a great one. That Don't Open Till Christmas. Yeah, but Black Christmas. Oh yeah, I think that's a fantastic movie. That. Right. Walk On Always Believe is saying, another one of my favourites is While She Was Out. I just ordered it for you. It stars. Oh, thanks very much. Cheers, mate. Yeah, thank you. It stars Kim Basinger. Set on Christmas Eve. I saw this many times and I've never heard anyone mention it. It's very underrated. Yeah, it rings a vague bell. It does ring a vague bell, but I don't remember it, watching it. Oh, thanks very much. Appreciate that. Cheers, mate. Oh, I've got a couple of movies as well of my own, and I'm sort of like sorting out and that. And if anybody's interested in that, I'll you as well. I'll run them past you and see if you've seen them. If you haven't seen them, I'll get them up to you. Yeah. I'll tell you what's another good Christmas horror movie. I think it was made around about 1972. Silent Night, Bloody Night. That's a good one. Not a great one, but it's a pretty good one. That scene in Silent Night, Deadly Night where he kills that girl with the deer antlers. Oh my days, what a death that was, And that's a cracking one. That Silent Night, Deadly Night, and that Billy and that, the guy that plays the main villain, shall we say. He's not really a hero, is he? He done a fantastic job in that role. Yeah, and that's a great addition. What I've got by Scream Factory and that. Yeah, I love that movie. Right, Edward's saying, What's your favourite Christmas horror movies? Well, as I've just said, Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night, The Tales from the Crypt, you know, Don't Open Till Christmas, I like that one. And a couple of movies, actually, that hasn't got Christmas in the title, but which you could class as Christmassy, with the snow, The Shining, you know, that's a good one, The Dead of Winter, that's a great one, that, really snowy scenes and that. And The Children, that's got a nice, I think that's set around about New Year. That's got a lovely snowy setting and a great story, The Children. So watch out for that one if you haven't seen it. That's a great one, that. Richard Brown saying, what about the classic ghost stories for Christmas? I've seen a couple of them, Richard. My favourite one is Oh Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad, written by M.R. James, you know, the famous English ghost story writer. They've done two versions of that. They've done one, I think it was 1968, and then they've done another one with John Hurt a couple of years ago, which was terrible. Didn't like that at all. But I know they just released a Blu-ray, haven't they? Is it BFI, the British Film Institute, the first part of Ghost Stories for Christmas? Why didn't they release them all in the one? Because I had the DVD a couple of years ago, and every single one it had from that one, you know, Whistle and Oh Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad, right through till the very last one. So I don't understand why they didn't put all those other movies, all those other TV plays all together on this new release and that. Apparently that's not coming out now till next Christmas. But I don't think I'll be buying it, like, because there's a few I wasn't too fussy on. You know, there's only really a handful I liked in that. But the most memorable one, as I say, was the M.R. James Oh Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad. My favourite M.R. James story, by the way. Very, very creepy story. Yeah, about this guy goes on like a holiday and that, to the coast and that, and he finds this like antiquated whistle on the beach, and he takes it back to his hotel and he blows it, and as he blows it, he summons this evil, well, kind of an evil ghost and that, like, and it takes the form of the white sheets in the bedroom. Very creepy. Yeah, it's a great one, that. Right, Cinema Chaos is saying Noddy Holder and Ozzy Osbourne are releasing a new Christmas song this year. Well, they better get the skates on, hadn't they? Yeah, I know Noddy is a great pal of Ozzy, isn't he? Yeah, I read somewhere. Yeah, they hung out together. I'll have to watch out for that one. Tony Christie's made a good Christmas one. Yeah, it was on the radio the other day. Yeah, I like Tony Christie. Yeah, especially Is This the Way to Amarillo? Loved that one. Yeah, and Sweet Marie Waits for Me, fantastic, yeah. And In the Avenues and Alleyways, yeah. Powerful voice, yeah. One of the most powerful voices I've ever heard. He's great, Tony Christie. Pete's saying, have you seen Inside Number 9? It's getting a Christmas special next Thursday. No, I haven't seen that one, Pete. Is it any good? Yeah, I'll have to watch out for that. Is it a horror, or is it just an ordinary thriller or what? Yeah, I haven't seen that one. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, Norman Wisdom, he's a talented chap. He is a talented chap. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Grimsdale. Yeah. No, the part where he's working in the store, isn't he? And his boss, Norman, you're fired. Fantastic. Yeah. I love Norman Wisdom. Yeah, and he made some cracking movies. Very nice man as well, by all accounts. Right. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying sex scenes can really enhance the films. Oh, missus. The wife would most likely disagree. Yeah, we've all got our opinions, haven't we, on sex scenes in their movies. I suppose some movies they sort of are integral to the plot, if you like, but sometimes they can be used to excess, you know. I don't mind a bit of nudge nudge wink wink, but like mild sex scenes and like some of the Carry On movies and that, you know, and some of the stuff what Benny Hill used to do, you know, all done in, you know, good taste and that. I can't understand why some of these critics are taking exception, because they were harmless movies then, you know, Kenneth Williams and that, you know, and Sid James and that. There was no harm in them at all, so I think it's bloody ridiculous the way some of these censors are trying to get certain lines taken out and that. When you think they have better things to do, they're sitting on the big fat backsides in these offices saying, oh, what can we censor now? Oh, I know, we'll censor this line from this 1932 old British movie. Oh, do me a favour, bugger off. You know, I think it's pathetic the way they're tampering with our you know, movies what we've loved for years and that, and a lot of you know, much loved British traditions and that. Yeah, but I don't want to go on my soapbox rants again. But yeah, I think it's just ridiculous. Yeah. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, proper crimbo is an absolutely pile of stupid lyrics that make no sense. Yeah. Anybody like that one? The Darkness made, was it Christmas time, don't let the bells end. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, what was that out? Was it 2000 and... What year was that out? The Darkness, I remember them all raving over it. Yeah, it's at Christmas time, don't let the bells end. Yeah, did that get to number one, that one, guys? Anybody enlighten me on that? But I know they all raved over it when it came out. I'm trying to remember the year it came out. I can't remember. Was it 2004, 2006? But I do remember The Darkness, yeah. I haven't heard any other records from them since. Well, we probably made them, but I just haven't heard them. Right, Walk On Always Believe is saying, I love Norman Wisdom. Yeah, me too. He actually stayed at my home back in the 60s. Oh, right. Fantastic. My home was a B&B, a bed and breakfast, back in the 50s and 60s, and Norman did grammar classes here in the West Midlands. He also mentions this on a commentary. Oh, that's great, that. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to have met Norman Wisdom. I think he's one of the top British comedy icons and that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great guy. Yeah, that song you made, Don't Laugh at Me 'Cause I'm a Fool. Oh, pure magic. Right, Richard Brown saying, my Christmas song is probably Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. Only joking. The legendary retro 80s critic, my old man loved Wisdom. Yeah, he's such a perfectionist to his comedy. Shame most of our comedians don't do that sort of comedy now. I know, yeah. Oh, yeah, give me the old classic comedians any day, like Morecambe and Wise, Abbott and Costello. It's going to be a very, very Abbott and Costello Christmas for me, because I've got some great Abbott and Costello goodies I'm going to show you after Christmas Day, so stay tuned for that. If you love Abbott and Costello, you're going to love what I'm going to show you. But yeah, Lauren Hardy again, yeah. As I say, Morecambe and Wise, Cannon and Ball, great, yeah. And Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, yeah, they had a big fallout, didn't they? Yeah, they were great. They were good. Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, Richard Brown, Margaret Hamilton. That's the lady who played the Wicked Witch in the Wizard of Oz. I always forget her name. Yeah, Margaret Hamilton. You're right. There was a couple of mishaps on the making of that movie, wasn't there? Didn't it? One of the was it Buddy Ebsen? He tried out for the Tin Man, and when he put the metal paint over him, it affected his skin. It made him ill, so they had to get a replacement and that. Yeah. So yeah, I've heard a couple of horror stories about the Wizard of Oz. The making of the Wizard of Oz. And that any of you guys hear about that? What Judy Garland said about the Munchkins. She said, believe it or not, she said they were a shower of drunks, but I think she was only joking, but a lot of people believe that they were, the Munchkins and that, all the little people that were in it, with it in the movie. She joked, like, well, we know now she was joking. They were all a pile of drunkards and that, never off the bottle, but give no credence to that, because by all accounts it was just a joke. Imagine that, a shower of drunken Munchkins and that. They wouldn't have been much use against the Grand Mighty Oz, would they? Right, scroll down, guys. Right, the legendary retro 80s critic is saying, Willie did what in the chocolate factory, Alan? Haha. I think he made chocolates. Yeah, I think that's all he did. Yeah. But I say you've got to be careful how you say the name, because I know there's been some rather spicy jokes about Willie Mrs. Wonka. Gene Wilder was good taking that role off, wasn't he? Yeah. Based on the Roald Dahl story, isn't it? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah. I believe the 4K looks absolutely pristine. The 4K that's come out, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So I might check that out actually. Yeah. Oh, one movie, guys. I must tell you about. What I'm very glad I didn't buy on 4K is A Christmas Story. And if you've seen that one, I watched it the other night on Amazon Prime. I thought to myself, I'll give it a try out first before I venture to buy the 1999 or so from HMV, and I watched it and I was bored senseless. It was a load of bloody rubbish. It was A Christmas Story. And if you've seen that one, what did you think of it? I didn't like it. It was mostly a kid's film, you know, and it was a kind of like a montage and that, you know, bits and pieces here and there and that. And I thought that was bloody ridiculous with the bloody fishnet stocking, putting it in the window like a lamp. Oh, bloody hell, I thought, what am I watching here? You know, so, oh yeah, Christmas Story. Big thumbs down to that. Can't understand. Very, very overrated movie. Christmas Story bored me to tears. You wouldn't need sleeping tablets. Just put that on, and I guarantee within minutes you'd be snoring your head off. Oh, I hated it. Save myself a few bob there. The legendary retro 80s critic, I like Fairy Tale of New York. Oh yeah, that's the one we say, you scumbag, you faggots, Happy Christmas, Kirsty MacColl. Yeah, a lot of people do like that one. Yeah. Terrible what happened to her, wasn't it, with the accidents with the boats? Awful, that. Real shock. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, shame about the lady and the Pogues guy. He's quite ill now. Oh, is he? All right. That's right, the Pogues, yeah, the Fairy Tale of New York. That gets played quite a lot over the Christmas period. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, I know the weather has been so darn hot, even recently, only just got cold. I know, yeah, and a big welcome. I shouldn't say a big warm welcome to the cold, should I? You know, but that would be an unforgivable pun. But I'll just say, like, I'm glad the cold weather's here. You know, I do not like hot weather at all. I absolutely hate it, and I don't care. These people that rave over it, and you know what? I'm not going on about it too much, guys. But I just gotta say this. I've just got to broach this subject. These people, I can't understand them. You know, they go away for the sun. You know, when we get the winter, I'm going away for the sun. You know, I mean, Christmas trees on the beach. For goodness' sake, give me a break. You know, I don't understand it. Don't they like the traditional Christmases of the snow and, you know, sort of like that atmosphere, the icy setting and that, you know, the Christmas card scenes and that? Don't they like that? Do they prefer to have like a sort of like, as I say, Christmas tree on the beach and that? Oh no, not for me, that. The legendary Retro's 80s critic Cole, yeah, should be as well. It's December. Right, sorry guys, just. Gerard is a movie fan, is saying, favourite Christmas song for me, Paul McCartney, We All Stand Together. Oh yeah. If my memory serves me correctly, it's a Christmas 1984. Yeah, the Frog song, yeah. I like that one myself. Not a Christmas song, yeah. I Get Christmas Vibes by Red Box, yeah. For America, was Song of the Week in Netherlands in the Christmas week, yeah. I love that one. Paul McCartney, yeah, We All Stand Together, that's great. And Pipes of Peace, wasn't that made a year before, in 1983, played the Pipes of Peace. I like that one as well, when he's on the battlefield. I remember the video at Top of the Pops, where he's like, as I say, I think it's at World War One. He's on like a battlefield, isn't he? I love that one, Pipes of Peace, yeah, and Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. I think that's his most played song, isn't it? Last Christmas as well, by George Michael. That's played a lot. The legendary retro 80s critic. I'll tell you one of my favourites, guys. Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley. I think that's one of the greatest Christmas songs ever made, and the way Elvis sings it, you know, well, let's face it, he sings every song good, doesn't he? I love Blue Christmas. And do you remember when Shakin' Stevens done a cover version of that? It was a Christmas night. When did he do the Blue Christmas cover? Was it 1984? Or was it 1985? No, 1985 was Merry Christmas, everybody, wasn't it? But I do remember Shakin' Stevens doing a version of Blue Christmas, yeah? But, oh yeah, I love Blue Christmas. The legendary retro, I Miss the Summer with the ladies in the bikinis. Just put on a movie with ladies on the beach in bikinis, and you'll be satisfied. The ones they made a few of those with their monsters in, you know, the Horror at Party Beach. That's a good one. Yeah, it's in black and white. Like it's like a musical. You've got like this group on the beach and that, you know, like the Beach Boys, and you've got the girls in the bikinis, and you've got these creatures who come out the. Oh, it's a great movie. If you like, I tell you, if you like your creature feature movies, I've got the Blu-ray of it. Or get yourself a copy of the Horror at Party Beach. It's called. And if you like those sorts of like girls on the beach movies combined with a little bit of horror and sci-fi, you'll love that one. It's a great one. Right, the legendary retro 80s critic. Oh no, Santa has gone. Yeah, he's not behind me. Guess is gone delivering presents for all the good boys and girls. Yeah, well, Christmas Eve most probably, that's his time, isn't it? Right. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, I think Alan would look rather fetching in platform shoes. I don't think so. I bet you're quite a rocker. No. Never wore them. Never will. I've got no intention. I just like glam rock. Just sort of like the aesthetic elements of the looking at them and listening to them. That's as far as it goes. Yeah. The Bay City Rollers, for instance, all the girls. Well, not all the girls, but most of the girls that liked them in my class used to come in with the tartan gear on and that, you know, and they used to say, who's your favourite roller, you know, like they used to do with the Beatles and that, who's your favourite Beatle and that, who's your favourite roller. I remember all that, and the Osmonds as well. Yeah, very I've got very vivid memories of the girls, you know, in my school, you know, raving over Donny and that, you know, and the rollers and that. Oh yeah, those were the days. Yeah. Oh, love the Osmonds, a very talented family, the Osmonds. Yeah, fantastic. Some of my favourite Osmond songs are Crazy Horses, Going Home, that's a good one, and I Can't Stop, that's a great one, that, I Can't Stop, from May 1974, and I love Donny singing The 12th of Never, and Puppy Love, yeah, oh, I think they're one of the most talented families, you know, along with the Jacksons, the Jackson 5, well, they were rivals, weren't they, sort of like in the 70s, the Jacksons and the Osmonds, but I love the Osmonds, you know, fantastic group. Jimmy, I'll be your long-haired lover from Liverpool, and that other one he made, I'm gonna knock on your door, ring on your bell. That's a great one, that. Yeah, oh yeah, and Marie Osmond and that, Paper Roses and that, and I'm Leave It Up to You. The duet she done with her brother. Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I can't think of. Do you know what, guys? I can't think of one single bad Osmond song. Every single song what they made was good, you know, and I like the sort of, like, I tell you what I liked about the Osmonds, I like the variation. You get like Donny singing a ballad, wouldn't you? And then you get his brothers singing like the Rockers, like Going Home and Crazy Horses and that. And of course, Let Me In, that's a good one, Let Me In. Yeah, fantastic, yeah, love the Osmonds. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, Sweet Blockbuster, you better beware, you better. Oh, I love Blockbuster. I love Sweet, yeah, Wigwam Bam. I tell you there, guys. One of my favourite songs of Sweet. It's a very underrated one. It's a song called Genie. And have you heard that one, Genie? It's a lovely song, that. Yeah, it's got a good beat as well. Yeah, that was on the album I bought in late '73. The Sweet's biggest hits. The one with the orange cover, and that song stood out, Genie. Yeah, I often play that on YouTube. It's a great song, that. I like Papa Joe as well. Yeah, that's great. And the one they made about the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell. Yeah, a very sad what happened to Brian, wasn't it? Brian Conley, you know, the blonde guy. Yeah, oh yeah, he had a fantastic voice. Well, what's the name, still going strong, isn't he? The dark lad, Mick. Is it Mick Scott? He's got his own band and that. Andy Scott. Yeah, Mick Tucker was the drummer, wasn't he? And Andy Scott, he was the guitarist and that. Yeah, he's still going strong. He's got his own band. More power to him. Very talented musician. Right, the legendary retro 80s critic is saying, Mud, Lonely This Christmas. Yeah, definitely. And Elvis, Blue Christmas. Yeah. Very depressing songs, but wonderful. Oh yeah, I suppose you could say they were depressing, but on the other side of the coin, they're very they've got a good meaning to them. They're very emotional songs, aren't they? You know, and I know Les Gray, he took Elvis off a few times, didn't he? The Secrets That You Keep. Remember that one from early 1975? Yeah. And Hula Love as well. I've got the album Mud's Greatest Hits, and he's took Elvis off a few songs. Yet One Night With You he sang as well, Les Gray. Yeah, he didn't do a bad job taking Elvis off. Yeah. I'll tell you guys, one of my favourite Mud songs, Sweet Little Moonshine Sally. Do you know what? I absolutely love that song. It's a fantastic. Yeah, it came out in oh God, Was it May, June 1975? Oh, when I heard it, oh, that's a great song, that. So if you haven't heard it, just type in Moonshine Sally on YouTube and that, and you get clips of them. It's a great one, that. Very underrated song. I'll tell you another great mud song I love as well, Rocket, from the summer of 1974, Rocket, I'm going to launch you soon, and The Cat Crept In. Oh, so many classics, guys, what Mud made, you know. Very melodic, very catchy, and you had great writers in the form of Nicky Chin and Mike Chapman, didn't you? Wrote a lot of songs for them. Oh yeah, very sad with Les Gray, you know, the lead singer of Mud. You know, he's sadly no longer with us and that, you know. But oh yeah, Mud, one of my all-time favourite bands. Cinema Chaos. What's your thoughts on the Ray Harryhausen movies? They're okay. Yeah, I like the special effects. I'm not a huge fan of them. But yeah, they're okay. Yeah, I love the special effects and that. I like did Ray Harryhausen do Chasing the Argonauts? I like that one. Yeah, but I'm not a great fan of them, but I do like them. I do like them. Brian Gilson, do you like the band The Cure? No. They are my favourite band. They started in the 70s. No, I'm not really keen on them. The Cure. Right. Bear with me, guys. The comments have just leaped up a notch. Pete's saying, what films do you like watching around Christmas that aren't really Christmas films? Oh, films that aren't really Christmas films. Well, I like watching Oliver. You know, Mark Lester, the Lionel Bart music. I like watching that around Christmas. I do like Grease as well. I like putting that on, watching that at Christmas as well, you know. And Saturday Night Fever, you know, good musical. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any others. But Oliver and The Wizard of Oz, I like watching The Wizard of Oz as well. That's a great one, that. I'm not really a great fan of the... I know a lot of people like it. It's not really... Some people don't really regard it as a Christmas movie, do they? Die Hard with Bruce Willis. I'm not really a great fan of those movies. But oh yeah, I love The Wizard of Oz. I love Oliver. I thought that was one of the best musicals ever made. Peace, Oliver. You know, the Lionel Bart and that. I loved Oliver Reed as Bill Sykes. Oh God, he was a real villain in that. Mark Lester, of course, he played the main role, didn't he? And what's the name? Ron Moody played Fagin. Oh, I love Oliver. Yeah, I think that's what I say. I think that's one of the greatest. I'm going to sec, guys. Won't be a minute. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, that's it. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to nip downstairs for something. Right, while I was down there, I bought some Christmas movies up from my collection. These are just a small selection, and let me know if you've seen these. So the first, well, I think you'll, well, virtually all of you have seen the last one I'm going to show, but first I'll show you this one. Mercy Christmas. Anybody seen that one? Not a bad Christmas movie. Very dark humour, yeah. Plenty of gore on offer. Very intense and downright dark moments, yeah. Nice slipcover as well. So that's Mercy Christmas, and that was made in 2016. Mercy Christmas. Right, next one is, again, another nice slipcover, and this is called The 12 Deaths of Christmas. Again, fantastic edition. There you go, and a nice slipcover, as I say. Yeah, 12 Deaths of Christmas. Mind-numbingly terrifying with a killer twist, yeah. So there you go, that is the 12 Deaths of Christmas. Let me know, guys, if you've seen any of these movies. Next one is one I referred to before, actually, from the early 70s, and that is Silent Night, Bloody Night. Great movie. I didn't like the remake, though. There's good old John Carradine there. Fantastic actor. Yeah. The Mansion, the Madness, the Maniac. No Escape. They did a good job on this, guys. I tell you, it's almost Blu-ray quality. This has actually been released quite a few times, and they've been very poor. You know, the picture quality has been very poor. It's not on the sort of like these like VHS quality kind of things, and that, you know, you think it just come off a VHS tape, but this is the best looking version, guys. If you're going to get this movie, get this one. So there you go, that's Silent Night, Bloody Night, but the original, don't get the crappy remake. And the movie was saying before, which I know you'll be familiar with, it's not a horror movie, and it's simply White Christmas, starring Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye. Fantastic movie, yeah. One of the all-time classics now. Lovely edition, nice slipcover. So there you go. That's White Christmas, yeah. Obviously, I've got many more Christmas movies downstairs and that, you know, as I say, Black Christmas. There are a lot of them are sort of like, at the moment, I've got that many films cramming the shelves and that. Some of them are behind and that. I don't like to have movies behind ones at the front, because I like to have them all on display and that. So hopefully in the new year, I'll be able to get myself a bigger shelf on that, and once I've done all that, I'll be able to, well, I hope to do a video showing the entire collection off, so stay tuned for that. Right, on to the comments then. Back to the comments. Walk On Always Believers saying, you're welcome, Alan, thank you. Okay. The legendary retro 80s critic, I like your shirt, Alan. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, I say I got it today and that. Yeah, I said before, I wanted a Christmas jumper, but this will suffice anyway. It's nice and that, you know, but very Christmassy looking. Yeah. So cheers, thanks for that. Cinema Chaos is saying to Brian Gilson, The Cure are awesome, my favourite band. Right. The legendary retro 80s critic. Reminds of your table mat I have. Love the gingerbread man on it. Oh, very, very poor comparison there. Table mat. This cost me £8 today. Brian Gilson, I've heard of Silent Night, Bloody Night, but I haven't seen it. Is it good? It's a good one, Bri. Yeah, it's a good one. But as I say, if you're going to get it, don't get the crappy remake from, I think it was 2006. Get the original one. Great movie, yeah. So this is the one to get. Stars Patrick O'Neill, John Carradine, Walter Abel, Mary Warrenov. She's been in a few horror movies. Mary Warrenov, yeah, and Astrid Heron, yeah, from 1973, yeah, very good Christmas horror movie. Right. The legendary 80s critic is saying, remember the ghost stories before Christmas on the BBC? A ghost story for Christmas, yeah. As I said before, they were hit and miss for me. There was not really all that many that I liked, and that's why I won't be getting this new Blu-ray that's come out from it. I think it's the BFI, the British Film Institute, yeah. So as I say, my favourite one was the Oh Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad, but none others really stood out. Oh, while we're on the subject, guys, of TV, TV horror shows, I've ordered one and I'm really looking forward to it. It's called it was made in the early 70s. It's called Tales of Unease, and it's pretty similar to by all accounts, it's pretty similar to the Chillers one I bought a couple of months ago. There's about 7 horror stories on it, and it's got like guest stars in, like Susan George and people like that, and it's 7 stories in that, each with a different theme on the horror, theme of the horror genre. So Tales of Unease it's called. So if you like your horror TV shows, you might like to give that a whirl. Yes, I can't wait to receive that. I've never seen that one, Tales of Unease, so I'm looking forward to getting that. I love big TV horror shows, providing they're good. I tell you guys, a show I'd love to see released on Blu-ray, the Hammer Journey to the Unknown from the late 60s. That's a cracking show, that, and there's more episodes in that. Again, great guest stars like Dennis Waterman, Carol Lindley, people like that, and each different horror story in that. And it's got when it used to start, when it used to be on for about an hour, it had a really eerie opening scene, because it'd show you like it had this weird whistle music, and it'd show you this fairground, all these aces and that. Oh yeah, it's great, it's full of atmosphere and that. There's one particular segment in that really creeped me out, about this girl. She works in a library, this big library, and she gets locked in. And I won't tell you what happens in it, but oh yeah, it's a really creepy one, that. Yeah, so Journey to the Unknown, if there's any Blu-ray producers watching, get that one out on Blu-ray. I think you'll reap some good sales with that. Of course, those people who are old enough to remember it. Walk On Always Believe is saying, around Christmas, I tend to mostly listen to my Eddie Fisher Christmas CD, my Mario Lanza Christmas CD, right? My Three Tenors Christmas CD, yeah. Andy Williams Christmas CD. My mum's got that. Andy Williams he's a great singer, Andy Williams. I prefer these versions, yeah. Oh yeah, love Andy Williams in that, yeah. Oh, he made some fantastic songs, Andy Williams, yeah. You're just too good to be true. And his Christmas shows are very popular as well, weren't they? You can see them on YouTube. Just type the Andy Williams Christmas show in, yeah, and you'll get songs like It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and he really gets into it in the shows and that. We see him in the snow throwing the snowballs and that, with the top hat on and that. Oh yeah, I tell you, it's another good Christmas show, guys, if you're a fan of him. Johnny Mathis. The Johnny Mathis Christmas show. My mum's got that on DVD, and it's great, yeah, very redolent in Christmas atmosphere. Yeah, that's another great one. Yeah, the Johnny Mathis Christmas show. Yeah, fantastic singer, Johnny Mathis, one of the best. Right, just scroll a bit, guys. Right, Pete's saying, as it's quite a heated topic, would you class Die Hard as a Christmas film, Alan? I don't really know too much about that piece. I haven't really watched it in depth yet. I know some people do class it. They do class it as a Christmas film, don't they? But yeah, I'm not really a fan of the Die Hard movies, unfortunately. So I couldn't really comment on that at length. But I do know they've got a big fan following. So yeah, I couldn't really comment on that piece, one way or the other. But as I say, I do know that, they're very popular movies. Brian's saying to Pete, I would class it as a Christmas film like Lethal Weapon. Right, yeah. I've heard some people say it can be classed as a Christmas movie. Oh, I'll tell you what's a good Christmas movie, guys. It's quite a modern one. It's quite a modern one as well. You Better Watch Out. That's a great one. That. Oh yeah, it starts off. You think it's going to be like a kind of a Christmas slasher, and it goes in a completely different direction. Oh yeah, you want to check that one out? I think it was made around about 2016. Better Watch Out. It's about this baby. I won't go on too much about it, but it's about this babysitter, in this house and that, and you think it's going to be one of these typical babysiters movies getting terrorised by a stalker, but it goes into an entirely different direction. I won't reveal what the twist is, but yeah, so watch out for You Better Watch Out. Highly recommend it. Great movie. Had me grip from start to finish. Right. I was always a fan of Matt Monro, Richard's saying. Yeah, he's a good singer, Matt Monro. Born Free. Yeah, and that one, We're Going to Change the World. I like that one as well. And Portrait of My Love. That's another great Matt Monro song. My favourite, my all-time favourite Christmas CD is one my mum's got in a collection, and that is Elvis's Christmas album. That's a great one, that. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, if you've got it, guys, you know what I mean. The way he sings those songs, oh God, he put everything he could, didn't he, Elvis, into a song. No matter what kind of song it was, be it a ballad, a rocker. Oh yeah, it's a fantastic one, that. The Elvis Christmas album, absolutely love it. And Elvis loved Christmas and that, he used to love going back to Graceland and that, and celebrating Christmas with his family and that. And seeing a couple of clips of him, at Christmas in Graceland and that, enjoying Christmas and that with his family. Yeah, that's a great one, that Elvis Christmas album. Right. Walk on Always Believe is saying, I was listening to Rockin' Round the Christmas Tree, Brenda Lee, by the cute Brenda Lee, yeah. There's a word in there I can't unhear. The pumpkin pie part, it sounds like she's swearing. Funny, but I can't unhear it. Oh, right, yeah, pumpkin pie. Lady, we'll do some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. I think that's the line, isn't it? I love Rocking Round the Christmas Tree. And do you remember Kim Wilde done it with the guy out of Not the 9 o'clock news? Was it round about, was it Christmas 1985 or 84? They done a version, didn't they? Rocking Round the Christmas Tree, like a comedy version. Yeah, they did a good job of it. Kim Wilde, yeah, and the guy from Not the 9 o'clock news. I don't know his name, guys. If anybody can enlighten me on him. Yeah, it wasn't he the guy that used to sit opposite that felt was a Griffiths. Used to sit opposite each other talking over the table and that. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah, that was a good version. Yeah, Cinema Care is saying to be, yeah, Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Right, so scroll down, guys. Right, the legendary retro 80s critic is saying, love a bit of Are You Being Served? Are you free, Alan? I'm free! I love Are You Being Served, yeah. I was only saying to my mum today about the characters in it. Mr. Lucas, played by Trevor Bannister, Captain Peacock, and Mrs. Slocum with her pussy. Oh, Mrs. Yeah. Wendy Richard, the late great Wendy Richard, yeah. Mr. Lucas was always after her, wasn't he? Always trying to cop off with her. And young Mr. Grace. You've all done very well. Oh, magic. TV magic, that, guys. I've got the whole series on DVD of Are You Being Served. I've got all the I'm going to do a special comedy theme live stream in the new year, talking about all the old comedy shows, yeah, because a couple of my YouTubers have suggested that, so that will definitely come to fruition in the new year. So stay tuned, yeah. Oh yeah, I've got all Steptoe on the Buses, my all-time favourite one. I love the Inspectors and Niece episodes and that, where Stan cops off with Blakey's niece, Madeline Mills. That's my favourite episode. That. They made two, didn't he? Where Stan invites Blakey's niece back to his house, and Jack's after as well, and that, he tries to put her off and that. Yeah, oh yeah, On the Bus is magic. Man About the House, George and Mildred, they were all what I grew up with, and I loved them. I loved them then, and I love them today. So yeah, they're my number one comedies. Then I love Frank Spencer as well. Ooh, Bessie, like him. I've got talking about Michael Crawford, guys. I got a film delivered in the week. Have any of you guys seen a movie called The Knack and How to Guess It? It's a film what he made in the 60s, I think it was 65, and Ray Brooks is in it, who played it, Robbie Box and Big Deal. He tries to sort of like, he's like Jack the Lad, Ray Brooks, and I think he, from memory serves me correctly, he tries to get Michael Crawford off with girls and that, and he rides around on a motorbike and that. It's very good. It's a good fun movie. Yeah, The Knack and How to Guess It. Rita Tushingham, and I've got another Rita Tushingham movie as well. It's A Taste of Honey. Because I love me kitchen sink dramas, so I've got that as well, and I've got the loneliness of the Long Distance Runner with Tom Courtenay. That's a good one. My mum hates it; she doesn't like the running, but I enjoyed it. You've got a very young John Thor in it, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. Yes, I've got a couple of, as I say, I've got a couple of good kitchen sink dramas there, as well as my horror ones and that. Yeah, so, oh yeah, I love me kitchen sink dramas, and Ken Loach, he's made some fantastic movies, he has, you know, Daniel Blake, you know, and Sorry Right Number, fantastic movies. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, has Alan seen the pink, oh, we'll not get onto the subject, the Pink Flamingos. Where's the Sick Buckets? That's quite a popular film, quite a very unpopular film in some quarters, yeah. I've heard some horror stories about that, and it's a movie I definitely do not want to see. Thank you very much. Wide bear time. Not the sort of movie to watch if you're eating. The legendary retro 80s critic, stop trying to censor old comedies and films that are past, leave it be. Yeah, the bloody swines even tried to censor Enid Blyton. Censor Enid Blyton, I ask you. Yeah, I've said this before. They tried to take out all words, like, you know, from a famous 5 books and update them with modern crap. And I'm glad the books, the sales, they went right down. They plummeted. So what did they do? They reinserted the original text. And I'm very glad that they did. You know, I do not, like, it's the same with Gone with the Wind. They're trying to sort of like censor that, aren't they? So if you've got a copy of Gone with the Wind in your collection, hold on to it, because if you start this bloody streaming takes off, and which is sort of like, you know, pushes physical media, which I hope it doesn't, you know, because I'm a great physical media fan. But if you've got a copy of Gone with the Wind, hold on to it. Because, you know, if you know, these ones are running all these streaming shows and that, they're censoring this, they're censoring that, you know, and there's no guarantee. If you love a movie and it's on streaming, there's no guarantee that movie will be there forever. So I'd highly suggest, if you've got movies like Gone with the Wind, hold on to them for dear life, you know, because you know, if this streaming takes over, it's going to completely throw everything up in the air, you know. M. Levy, have you seen Christmas Bloody Christmas, new film on Shudder? If so, what did you think of it? I haven't seen that one. No. You're not Matt Levy. You're not Matt Levy, the singer, by any chance, are you? The Irish country western singer. Yeah, my mum likes him, Matt Levy. No, I don't suppose you are. Yeah. No, I haven't seen that one. No. Christmas Bloody Christmas. I'll have to check that one out. And that one, December. I've heard a few things about that as well. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, Bob the Builder was a Christmas #1. Indeed it was. Can we fix it? No, we can't. Remember Mr. Blobby as well, it was a Christmas 1993, if my memory serves me correctly, the Noel Edmonds character. They built a what's the name with him, didn't he? They built a theme park, didn't they? And it was a flop. Yeah, Mr. Blobby. Yeah, that was another character from the 90s. Yeah, the on the Noel Edmonds house party. I like some of the novelty Christmas songs as well, you know, like Stop the Cavalry, although it's not strictly a Christmas song. It's got like that Christmassy thing, hasn't it? It's Wish There Was a Home for Christmas. Then you like the bells and that, don't you? I like Stop the Cavalry, Jonah Louie. I tell you another Jonah Louie song I like, guys. You'll always find him in the kitchen of parties. Anybody remember that one from 1980? I think that's a cracking one, that. Yeah, you'll always find him in the kitchen of parties. Yeah, good singer, Jonah Louie. Yeah, but I do love that Stop the Cavalry. I like B.A. Robertson as well. He's quite good. The guy who sang Bang Bang in it, the summer of '79. I like To Be or Not To Be. That's another favourite B.A. Robertson song I like. I think he's still going, him. Scotch guy. Right, the legendary retro 80s critic is saying, seeing Nearest and Dearest, have you been? Yes, Al. Have you been, Walter? Oh, I must get a little hand for Tommy's watch. I used to love Nearest and Dearest. The late Grace Hilda Baker and Jimmy Jewell. Yeah, I'd like them in my collection, actually. Nearest and Dearest. Yeah, I used to love watching them in the early 70s. The Pickle Factory. Yeah, I know you can get the box set of them. Nearest and Dearest. I might add them to my collection. I used to love Hilda Baker. She used to be on the Good Old Days as well, didn't she? Yeah, she knows. Fantastic, that little actress, you know, little plump woman with dark hair. Yeah, love Hilda Baker. I tell you another comedy series, guys, used to love. Although my mum hated it. Doctor in the House. Anybody remember that with Barry Evans and Paul Layton? I used to love that. And then they changed it, didn't they, to Doctor at Large, and then Doctor at Sea. Yeah, I used to. I wouldn't mind the box set of that. Doctor in the House, yeah, and yeah, I like that more than the Dirk Bogarde Doctor movies. I like the series better, yeah, with Barry Evans and that. Yeah, I used to love those sitcoms, those Doctor in the House sitcoms. Walk On Always Believe is saying, the British Board of Film Censors is terrible, banning horror and thrillers and or cutting them, yeah. That's what I can't stand about the BBFC, trying to stop adults see adult horrors by cutting them to shreds, yeah, or banning them. Yeah, this is what you've got to be careful of, isn't it? When you're buying these horror movies, you've got to be careful. You haven't sort of like cut out large segments of movies and that, and totally ruin them. Certain notorious scenes, they water them down and that. Yeah, they're buggers for doing that. They really are. Pete's saying, will you be watching any classic comedy Christmas specials this year, Alan? It depends what's on, Pete. If they show any of the 70s ones, the likes of Carry On Christmas and that, I'll probably watch them. Yeah, I haven't really seen the TV schedule, so I don't really know what's on this Christmas. But oh yes, definitely if they show any of the old classic specials like George and Mildred, or Man About the House, or any Christmas shows like Morecambe and Wise or the Two Ronnies, yeah, I'll definitely watch them, because as I said before, I grew up with all of those comedy shows and that, and that's why I'm collecting them now. I've got the box sets and that Steptoe, I Being Saved, the On the Buses and that. So yeah, definitely. I'll see I know what's the name's doing a Christmas show. I'm not sure if it's it could be Christmas Day. Cliff Richard. I'm a big fan of Cliff Richard. Yeah, so I'll definitely check that out. Yeah. So oh yeah, definitely. I'll have a look in the schedule and see what's on. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is awful. Johnny Depp is terrifying. Is that the Child Catcher? Do you mean? Did he play? You're talking about a remake now, aren't you? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I immediately, when you said Chocolate Factory, immediately thought of the Gene Wilder one. No, I know what you mean now. Yeah, I haven't seen this one with Johnny Depp in it. Does he play the Child Catcher? Does he? Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Right, Walk On Always Believe is saying that the beautiful Judy Garland was treated like dirt on The Wizard of Oz. Oh, right. She was forced to diet, forced to smoke fags. The director slapped her face because she laughed during the first Cowardly Lion scene. Oh, God. It wasn't a very nice experience for Judy, was it? Wouldn't have liked that. You've got some producers, you get a bit of a name, don't you, for being like real bad ones and that, dictators and that, do this and do that. The legendary retro 80s critic says Christmas Story is a light leg in the window. Yeah, the fishnet stockinged leg used as a table. I don't know where the bloody hell that came from. Oh God, that was a real bore fest, that. Richard Brown, David Niven told a story about having to put one of the Munchkins actors in a pillowcase as they were so drunk and smuggle them out of a hotel. Oh, so do you reckon there's some truth in Judy Garland, what Judy Garland said, that he were drunk? You wouldn't know, would you? You just wouldn't know. Right. The legendary Retro's 80 critic says, have you seen Santa vs. the Martians? It's made in the 60s. I've seen clips of it. Yeah, it's in colour, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't seen it right through, but I've seen clips of it. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. The legendary Retro 80s critic, I think Alan should do the weather forecast. Well, if I did, you know what would happen if I did the weather forecast, don't you? There would be grimaces if the forecast was going to be for hot, stifling hot weather. I would be grimacing till the cows come home. Yeah, so I don't think I don't think the weather forecast would be the ideal job for me, being a winter person through and through. Of course, if I knew there was going to be snow at Christmas, that might raise a smile or two. Walk On Always Believe, Fairy Tale of New York is also banned, right? Which is why on television, some words are cut, but I listen to the original full cut on YouTube, right? I tell you, we were talking about novelty records before, guys. Any of you remember the Baron Knights? They did some fantastic spoof records, them. A Taste of Aggro, Live in Trouble. They were great, the Barren Knights, yeah? Yeah, they used to go from one song to the other, you know, like Angelo, Brotherhood of Man, and the Smurfs one, where he said, where are you all coming from? We're from Dartmoor on the run. You know, that's... They're sort of like convicts, like on the run and that from Dartmoor and that. And it was sort of like to the tune of, you know, Father Abraham and the Smurfs. And he said, "Where?" You know when he says, "Where are you all coming from?" We're from Dartmoor on the run. That clever, you know. They did some fantastic. What's the names then of you know, popular songs. The Barren Knights. I used to love it when the Barren Knights had a song out. You know, it used to be made up. You know, they were great. The Barren Knights. You made that one as well in the '60s with her head tucked underneath her arm. About the ghost in the Tower of London. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're great. The Barren Knights. I think they're still going. You know, I think they're still doing the theatre circus. The legendary retro 80s critic, the horror Party Beach. Thanks, Alan. I'll have to get that and stock up on the Kleenex. Hope you're going to use it on your nose, not for anything else. Right, the legendary retro 80s critic is saying, hate how the world is so woke these days. Have fun and have a laugh at the end of the day. Yeah, definitely. You've only got one life, haven't you? So that's what they say, you know, live it to the full. You're a long time dead. The legendary retro 80s critic, and they call it Puppy Love. Big hit back in the day, yeah. Donny, good old Donny Osmond, yeah. I tell you, another group, guys, I'm a big fan of in the 70s, but they're still going now. Mungo Jerry. Any Mungo Jerry fans here? Oh, yeah. Lady Rose, the one with the, all right. In the summertime, although I'm not a I've got to say, I'm not a big fan of summer, but I do love that song in the summertime. Yeah, it's got great lyrics. It's got a nice, catchy beat. Oh yeah, love Mungo Jerry. The long-legged woman dressed in black. Anybody remember that from Spring ♯74? Yeah, an Irish lad's done a version of that. I can't remember his name. He's done a pretty good version of it. Is it Evans? Somebody Evans. He's done a good version of that one. But oh yeah, love Mungo Jerry. Yeah, the Grace. Yeah, Mighty Man. Yeah, Grace. Yeah. Yeah, one of the best groups then, Mungo Jerry. I've got a clip on them, guys, before where they were on in Liverpool. I think it was the Cavern, and he was singing Lady Rose. Yeah, that's one of my favourite Mungo Jerry songs, that Lady Rose. Yeah, it's a great song, that. Sorry, guys, the comments have just jumped here. Right, the legendary retro 80s critic is saying, shame about the lead singer of the Bay City Rollers, Les McKeown. Yeah, he passed away a few years ago. He was good. He was very good, Les, wasn't he? Yeah. Oh yeah, a fantastic voice he had. Yeah, I like the Bay City Rollers. I know a lot of people class them as like more of a female kind of band, but you could say that about anybody, couldn't you? You could say it about Elvis, you say it about the Beatles, but I was a big fan of the Rollers, and I bought that album actually, Once Upon a Star. Anybody remember that? Got some great tracks on that, guys. It has, especially Let's Go, and of course Bye Bye Baby, the old Four Seasons song. La Belle Jeanette, that's a good one. That's like a ballad. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, and When Oh When Will You Be Mine. That's if you listen to that song, When Oh When Will You Be Mine, do you know what it reminds you of? But I think so. The Everly Brothers. It's got that kind of beat, hasn't it? I've Been Hurt By You, and you get the yeah, it's great, that. Yeah, Once Upon a Star. I played that to hell. Once Upon a Star, just like I played Slade to hell when I got it. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, the Osmonds, once great singers, now only do reality TV shows. They've got a theatre, haven't they? Haven't they got a theatre in somewhere in America with what they own, and they perform regularly? Or is that the Andy Williams theatre? Because I know they appeared on Andy Williams' show, didn't they, when they were young and that? So it could be the same theatre, but I'm sure they've got their own theatre, the Osmonds. If anybody can enlighten me on that, I'd be very grateful. The legendary retro 80s critic, Wig Wham Bang. Wow, my old man loved that. Wig Wham Bang, the sweets. Yeah. One of her never cared enough. Minnie Ha Ha and a tender touch, yeah. Took her to the silver stream. Yeah, I love Wigwam Bam. Yeah, and Little Willie. Oh, here, missus. Little Willie won't go home. The legendary Retro's 80s critic. Ballroom Blitz, great song. Really gets your feet going, yeah. And again, legendary Retro. Love a bit of Thin Lizzy. I like Thin Lizzy myself, yeah. The boys are back in town, yeah. And tonight there's going to be a jailbreak, and I don't believe a word. That's a good one, yeah. Great. I like them singing Whiskey in the Jar as well. Thin Lizzy. That's one of their most. That's one of the most played songs of theirs, isn't it? Whiskey in the Jar, the old Irish folk song. He was going with it. Tell him what happened to him. Wasn't it Phil Lynott? It wasn't a drug overdose. He was going with Leslie Crowther's daughter, wasn't he? Legendary Retro's 80s critic. Ballroom Blitz, great song, yeah. Really gets your feet going. Love Ballroom Blitz, one of the best sweet songs ever. Love a bit of Thin Lizzy, yeah. Love a bit of Thin Lizzy. It was good. Same with T-Rex. Shame about the pair of them. I know Mark Bolan, yeah. Big favourite of mine. Good old Mark Bolan. Walk On, Always Believe. My favourite Christmas songs are Mario Lanza's Guardian Angels, yeah. Mario Lanza, We Three Kings, yeah. Three Tenors, War Is Over, yeah. Eddie Fisher, That's What Christmas Means to Me, yeah. Eddie Fisher, You're All I Want for Christmas, yeah. Remember that other song? It was a Dora Bryan sang it. All I Want for Christmas is me two front teeth. Me two front teeth. I'm sure it was Dora Bryan that sang that. Yeah, that's a good little novelty song, that. Legendary Retro's asking me, did you have Tiger Feet, Alan? Do you mean that I have it on disc, or did I have Tiger Feet, literally? Well, I've got Lion's Feet. No, I'm just joking. Now, I had Tiger Feet on the old, the old KTEL albums, one of those compilation albums, yeah. Yeah, I love Tiger Feet. Big hit, nearly 74, wasn't it? Yeah. Pete saying, thoughts on the film It's a Wonderful Life? I don't like it, Pete. No, I've only watched it once. I didn't like it. It bored me. I thought it was very slow. Yeah, James Stewart, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't like it. Just didn't like it. It didn't do anything for me. I heard a lot of rave reviews about it, so I thought I'd check it out. I watched it last Christmas actually, and yeah, I don't think I'll be revisiting it. Not one of my favourite Christmas movies, unfortunately. The legendary Retro's 80s critic, What's Got Stuck? No. Alan's gone. Guess he's been called by the Santa Council. Helping out your wife, Alan, no worries. I'm not married. I'm young, free and single. Walk On, Always Believe. The Likely Lads has a Christmas episode from the 60s, yeah. That's never had a physical release, sadly, but it can be seen on YouTube. I'll have to check that out. I love The Likely Lads. Pete saying Steptone's Son Christmas special is great, as is Only Fools and Horses. Yeah, oh yeah, I love both of them, Pete. I love Steptone's Son, and I love it Only Fools and Horses. Fantastic. Right, Richard Brown saying Always Like Scrooge with Albert Finney. Yeah, great movie. I think these are comments from before on the Alan's back. I must have jumped some there, guys. I'm sorry about that. Walk On, Always Believe. Merry Christmas is, I think, like a cannibalism Christmas horror, right? Yeah, sorry about this, guys. I had to nip downstairs before. I got a little bit with the a bit behind with the comments. I'll just try and catch up. I apologise for that, as I say. So I'll just catch up on the ones I don't recall reading out. Brian Gilson saying, Cinema Chaos, I've liked The Cure since I heard Burn on the Crow soundtrack in 1993, right? Tony Crosby, yo Kato, hi Alan and all, lying here watching as I pull my stomach muscles. I'm sorry to hear that, and have the man flu. Oh God. Rare Exports is a good Christmas horror, right? I'm sorry to hear that, so I hope you get well soon, mate. Brian saying to Tony Crosby, really sorry to hear that, hope you feel better soon. I'd certainly echo that. Yeah, get well soon, mate. Walk On, Always Believe to Tony, hope you get well soon. Yeah, take it easy. Yeah, It's all you can do, really, isn't it? Tony saying to Brian Gilson, cheers, mate. Every time I turn, doesn't half hurt. Yeah, take care, mate. Richard Brown, Mel Smith, and Kim. That's it, Mel Smith. That's the guy who sang it. It was in the what's the name? Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. The remake. Yeah, Mel Smith and Kim Wilde. That's the guy I meant. Legendary retro 80s. Mel Smith. He also voiced Santa and Father Christmas animation. Yeah. Sorry about this, guys. I just got a little bit sidetracked with happened to nip downstairs. I'm just catching up to what I've missed and that. Tony saying to walk and always believe. Thank you, Macy. Okay. Brian Gilson, Tony Crosby. Sounds really sorry. Hope your stomach gets better soon. Yeah. Pete saying classic comedy stream sounds great, Alan. Yeah, it's coming in the new year, Pete. Yeah. I've been meaning to do a comedy special. Yeah, so as I say, it'll be sometime in maybe January. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. Brian's saying to Tony Crosby, sorry, meant to say sounds really sore. Hope your stomach feels better soon. Yeah. Tony saying to Brian, no worries, mate. Walk on always will lead to Tony, you're welcome. Try a hot water bottle, boil a kettle and wait for it to be warm and drink it and gently rub your abdomen in a clockwise position. Hope these help, right? Okay. The legendary retro 80s critic. Did you hear about that last call, Jennifer Lawrence? She said she's the first female action hero. Guess she hasn't heard of Ripley or Sarah Connor, right? I loved it. I love Ripley and Alien. Sigourney Weaver. Legendary retro. My Blobby can't stay in the past. Creepy little git. Mr. Blobby from the 90s. Noel's house party. Walk on always believe. That's another reason I love physical media. If idiots try cutting or banning stuff, yeah, definitely. I love when I have it physically, they cannot ban or cut mine. Exactly, yeah. And I hope physical media is here to stay. It doesn't get snuffed out by this absurd rise of streaming. Although I know I've streamed movies myself, and I do get it that it has got some place in the movie buffs world, but I don't think it should be allowed to take over. Because there's a lot of us out here that love collecting movies. I absolutely that's my number one hobby, collecting films and that, and talking about them with my friends and that on YouTube and that, and the relatives and my friends outside and that. But I love collecting physical media, and it's always great to see. It's always great to see one a rare one. What you've never heard of. I thought, check that out. I just hope that the streaming it doesn't surpass, take over completely, because that'll be a very sad day if that happens. The legendary retro, bang bang when lovers fall, bang bang when love. Oh yeah, B.A. Robertson. The legendary retro, mind your language was great. Barry Evans, yeah, remember that one? Richard Brown, Jennifer Lawrence, good actress, very beautiful but a bit thick apparently, right? Legendary retro, a news journalist said today the story of Robin Hood is sexiest and bad showcase for young boys and girls. What a load of bleep bleep I say, right? DVD and film bloke, hi, hope I'm not too late. Welcome to the Christmas party. Yeah, cheers, yeah, nice to have you along. Pete saying evening DVD bloke, right? The legendary retro. Why do we have to be ashamed about our past? I know it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what. Do you know what? I don't know what the world's coming to. That's all he seems to want to do now, isn't it? It ruin people's enjoyment of things and that. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. Ban this, ban that. Bloody stupid. They want to be banning the things that the majority of sensible people want banning, like those bloody fireworks and that, and then they want to do something about the knife crime and that, rather than banning harmless things and that. Oh, guys, it really annoys me. It really does. Some of these ones, in power and that. DVD and film bloke. Yeah, in addition, MGM made Judy Garland used uppers and downers, speed, and she got addicted to them as it took her life in her 40s. It was a really sad story, yeah. Oh, yeah, she was a fantastic actress, Judy Garland, yeah. Made some great classics, musicals and that, yeah, one of the best. Legendary retro, don't censor our past, exactly. Legendary Retro, Grandpa, We Love You with Clive Dunn. Grandad, I think you mean, don't you, from 1971? And then he made Grandma, We Love You, the St. Winifred, if your memory serves me correctly, wasn't that the St. Winifred School Choir? Grandma, We Love You, from, was it Christmas 1980? I'm sure it was Christmas 1980, Grandma. And you remember that other one, I'm Only a Poor Little Sparrow? That was a good novelty song as well. DVD and film bloke. On the set of Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland only found a friend in Margaret Hamilton, who played the Wicked Witch. From what I understand, Margaret Hamilton was a lovely person in real life, right? Yeah, you generally find that, don't you? You know, these people that play really nasty, sinister, you know, detestable, loathsome characters in movies, at the opposite, you know, off screen. Boris Karloff, Peter Cushing, you know, Christopher Lee. Totally different to the horrible persona what they present in the screen images and that. Yeah, totally different. Vincent Price was another one, you know, totally different to the menacing characters he played on the screen. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, can't beat the Wombles. I'm a great fan of the Wombles, yeah. I bought that LP in 1974, that one where they're in the park dancing, they're all in a line, you know, dancing like kicking their legs up, and that's a great one, that. I often listen to that again on YouTube and that, you know, to sort of like rekindle the memories and that. I love Banana Rock, that's one of my favourites, that. And when the cousin Yellowstone comes to stay from America, I love that one as well. I tell you what, Mike Bat, he did a fantastic job composing those Womble songs, and he often had to do them very, very quickly as well, you know, to get them out and that, you know. Oh yeah, he was great. He was a great composer, Mike Bass, and a great, you know, he knows to write lyrics, very consummate writer of lyrics as well, yeah. And he made his own song, didn't he? Summer Night City. Remember that one? When you know that Seaside Special was on in the 70s, he made the theme song, didn't he? Yeah, Summertime City. That's it. I'm getting confused there. But Summer Night City was ABBA, and he made the Summertime City and Summer Night City. Yeah, I used to love that one. I love both actually. Yeah, but yeah, I remember Mike Bass appearing on Top of the Pops minus his Womble outfit singing that one, and he had the Pants People girls dancing all around him. Yeah, some people have all the look, don't they? Oh, God bless us. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very, very talented musician, Mike Bass. I love the Wombles. I read the books as well when I was little by Elizabeth Beresford. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Love the Wombles. Remember, you're a Womble. Will you be having a Wombling Merry Christmas, Alan? I'll try to have a Wombling Merry Christmas. One thing's for sure, I'll be having a very, very movie-oriented Christmas. Going to watch loads and loads of movies, and if there's any good shows on, as I said before, any good retro shows on, I'll probably watch them as well. Yeah. So there you go. Don't go out at Christmas time, guys, or New Year. Everywhere's so packed out, isn't it? I mean, I've had enough today, you know, today and other days and that. The supermarkets are bloody chock-a-block with crowds and that, and, you know, they're just walking along off. They're in a daze, you know. You think they're in another world and that, you know, they're pushing the trolleys like that with their mouths open. Oh, bloody hell, you know, you come here to buy anything, you just come around for a sort of like walk around aimlessly, you know, and the queues at the checkouts and that, you know. Oh, yeah, it does me head and all that. That's one of the things. I'll be quite honest with you guys, that's one of the things I hate about Christmas. All the queues everywhere and that, you know, you take ages to get served, and people banging into you and that, you know, and all the buses and trains are chocker. I love it when it's all over, you know, those first few weeks in January. I know a lot of people are out and about with the sales, but it's not, in my experience where I live, it's not quite as bad as it was in the weeks running up to Christmas, if you know what I mean. But oh yeah, I love that when it goes. I've been out like on a couple of days after New Year, and it's been lovely and quiet and that. You know, you can go and get a drink anywhere, go and get a meal anywhere. Oh yeah, I love those. I love those days after it's all over and that. DVD and film bloke, evening piece. Forgot to say, right? I'll tell you what, guys, seeing as it's getting near Christmas, I'm going to go on going to go on till about 10:30 tonight. Usually finish at 10 o'clock, but we're coming on late and that as well. I'm going to go on till about 10:30, maybe 11:15, if that's okay. So you've got to put up with me a little bit longer tonight. Right. Right, Walk On Always Believe is saying it's actually Judy Garland's own mam, who started to put Judy Garland on speed as a child, right? DVD and Film Bloke is saying, my favourite Christmas horror movie is Christmas Evil. Oh, you like that one, do you? Yeah, I couldn't really get into that one. It's more of a character-driven story, wasn't it? Rather than a straightforward Santa slasher. Yeah, more of a thriller and character study. That's right, it's a character study, yeah. Despite its appearance, it's not a typical slasher film. Exactly, yeah. As I said before, it's more of a character-driven story than anything else than that. Yeah, I thought it was very slow. It's not one of my favourites, that. DVD and Film Bloke, To Walk On Always Believe. Yeah, Mum and MGM, namely Louis B. Mayer. I believe most actors were on speed at the time, right? DVD and Film Bloke, Playtendo Guy, cheers for joining the server, right? Richard Brown, wasn't Dora Bryan's song All I Want for Christmas Is a Beatle? That's the one. All I Want for Christmas Is a Beatle. So who sang All I Want for Christmas Is Me Two Front Teeth? It wasn't Max Bygraves. He may have recorded it on one of his... do you remember those albums he used to do, guys? Sing Along and Max? He might have recorded that on one of his albums. I don't know who had the hit with that one. All I Want for Christmas Is Me Two Front Teeth. But Dora Bryan, you're right, yeah. All I Want for Christmas Is a Beatle. Yeah, another novelty song. I tell you, guys, any Goodies fans here? Like, you know, the Goodies, the three guys from the 70s, Bill Oddie, Tim Brooke-Taylor and Graham Garden. They made a novelty Christmas song, yeah. Father Christmas, Do Not Touch Me As You Stood Beneath the Mistletoe. That's a good one, yeah. And the In-Betweenies, that was a good one as well. They made some good songs, the Goodies, you know. Do the Funky Gibbon, used to go, do the Funky Gibbon. Remember that one? Used to love that one, the Funky Gibbon. And Nappy Love, about the baby, yeah. Bill Oddie, he had a good voice, Bill Oddie, didn't he? Yeah, he's doing the last I heard he was doing the bird watching, wasn't he? Doing the bird watching shows, yeah. But oh yeah, I used to love the Goodies. Yeah, my mum hated them. Me and my dad would be rolling over laughing at them and that, you know. They were absolutely hilarious, you know. Yeah, I love the Goodies. Black Pudding Bertha, the Queen of Northern Soul. That was another good one. Ecky Thump. They had the sticks of big black pudding and the flat hat, and he go around with the. They had like the sort of like a long, you know, like a big long sausage of black pudding, and they go around thwacking each other with the black pudding. Yeah, Ecky Thump. It was like kung fu, you know. It was Ecky Thump, the great well, not martial arts, but the great art of Ecky Thump in the north. Yeah. Oh, I used to love that one. Yeah. Black Pudding Bertha, the Queen of Northern Soul. Right, sorry guys. DVD and Film Bloke, To Walk On Always Believe. Drugs and dirty producers, that's the golden age of Hollywood for you. Yeah, I've heard a few horror stories about Hollywood and that, you know, it's... You know, if you go out there and that, don't expect it to be candy cotton, you know, sugar candy land, you know. Paul Conway. Hi, Alan. You okay, Paul? Nice. Thanks for dropping by. Black Christmas is a classic. Indeed it is, yeah. The original, not that 2019 politically correct remake. Yeah, I don't like not fussy on the remakes. I like the original one, you know, the original one with John Saxon in. You know, and Olivia Hussey, loved that one. I'm most probably watching that over Christmas. Yeah, I loved that one. And Silent Night, Deadly Night. And Don't Open Till Christmas, the one with Carol Munro in. That's a great one as well. A British horror movie, Don't Open Till Christmas. Brian Gilson, do you like National Lampoon Christmas Vacation? It's one of my favourite Christmas films. I've got that in the... I bought the National Lampoon 4 Blu-ray set from HMV. I got it cheap. So I have seen it before. Yeah, it's quite an enjoyable movie. But I've got the Blu-ray now, so I'm looking forward to revisiting it. Now, they brought a lovely 4K out of that, haven't they? I've seen a slipcover. Oh, yeah, lovely edition. And that one with that, I'd say another nice edition that caught my eye. That Pulp Fiction. Got a cracking cover, that. Yeah, I loved it. As much as I like the movie, I like the aesthetics of the movie as well, the packaging. You know, it was the same when I used to buy records and that, you know, used to love the packaging. You know, a lot of people just say, oh, it's a film and that, you know, not bothered about the slipcovers, but that's not me. I love the slipcovers, I love the packaging, and I love a lot of special features. I've said this before in previous streams. I love a lot of special features on the discs and that. A lot of people don't bother watching the special features. I've seen the film and that's it. But that's not me. I like to know all the anecdotes and that inside out about the movie and that, especially if it's one of my favourite movies. I like to know every single thing about that movie. Yeah. Pete's saying, no worries, DVD bloke, thanks for the invite. Right. DVD and film bloke, you're welcome to play Tendo guy, right? DVD and film bloke, the some mothers do have Christmas specials as well. Yeah, great. Yeah, I used to love Frank Spencer. Yeah, that one when he took his driving test and that, and where he's like a Christmas fairy and he gets pulled up, doesn't he, up to the ceiling? And hey, stop looking up my dress. classic 70s British comedy, guys. Fantastic. The legendary Retro saying, Alan is a single, what very eligible bachelor. Yeah, here I am, ladies. Here I am. Yeah, young, free and single. Just haven't met the right girl, yes. Right, back to business. The legendary Retro 80s critic, guess Alan is our very own Cliff Richard. I wouldn't say that. I'm my own man. Paul Conway, remember when the BBC used to make good comedies, yeah? Especially in the 70s. Does anybody remember that Citizen Smith, Power to the People? Yeah, I wasn't too keen on that, but I know that was quite popular when it was out. Yeah, and that other one, what was that other one? Brushstrokes. They had the song. I used to like the song of that. You Love Nature. It's sang by Kevin Rowlands of Dexys Midnight Runners. Anybody remember that? Brushstrokes. I used to love the theme song, but I wasn't too keen on the show itself. The legendary retro is saying, don't get me started on those fireworks, Alan. I'm not. Taboo. Legendary retro, those fireworks are going off all the time. Yeah, bloody nutcases. Watching the money go up in smoke. Tony Crosby, I have a box of Christmas singles and was only playing that Dana record and the Gilbert one, but my favourite is Wizard. Yeah, Roy Wood, another very, very talented musician. See My Baby Jive and that, you know, and he made, I like that solo single what he made in early 74, Forever. That's a good one. Yeah, and the one he made with Wizard in that year, Rock and Roll Winter, that's a good one when he sings, yeah. Yeah, very, very underrated Wizard song, that, Rock and Roll Winter. Yeah, I love Angel Fingers, See My Baby Jive, and Ballpark Incidents, yeah. Wizard were one of me favourite glam rock bands, you know, when I was growing up, a teenager, you know, in the 70s and that. Walk On Always Believes says to DVD and film bloke, Hollywood is dirt and I don't understand how a parent can do that to their child. You're supposed to protect your child. Putting them on speed is just... A DVD and film bloke to Walk On Always Believe, people were idiots back then and money talks. Yeah, money does talk. Money's the root of all evil. That's the old adage, isn't it? The legendary 80s critic, I was wobbling in the snow this week. Good for you. Yeah, can't beat a bit of wobbling in the snow. I like a bit of wobbling in the rain as well, which is another song on that 74 Wombles LP, that I love. Wobbling in the Rain. Yeah, that's a great LP. That Wombles LP from 74. Fantastic tracks on it, you know. Wellington Goes to Waterloo. That's a good one. Paul Conway, I was in Asda today and I was shocked at how small their physical media section is. Now, I know, yeah, it's the same with where I live on the Wirral. You know, you just go in there, you look, where's the bloody DVDs and Blu-rays? You're looking all over the, you know, oh, there's one down there. That's, you know, it's ridiculous. They still, you know, they should still sell physical media because there's a lot of people out here that still love collecting, you know, physical discs. I think it's ridiculous the way they're shrinking, these supermarkets, they're shrinking their stock of their movies. Ridiculous. Yeah, it's very sad the way it's, you know, it is now with the physical media. Walk On Always Believe, I agree, Alan, and the action heroes, especially the nicey ones, are jerks. For example, Arnold Schwarzenegger is arrogant, ignorant. Bruce Willis is the same. Yeah. Not really a great fan of Bruce Willis or Schwarzenegger. I'm not really, you know, really into them. The legendary retro 80s critic. Do you collect blue movies? Yeah, I do. I've got one on Everton football team, and I've got one on Chelsea football team. No, I'm just joking. No, I don't collect blue movies. They're not my cup of tea. I just prefer me thrillers, me musicals, me comedies, and me horrors. Yeah, I don't collect rubbish like that. Pete says, will you be popping to HMV at the weekend, Alan? Yeah, I will. I will do PCR on Saturday, yeah, providing the transport's alright and that. We've had a big problem lately with the strikes and that, the trains and that, and the buses and that. So all going well. Yeah, I'll be in HMV on Saturday. The legendary retro 80s critic showed the wife Debbie does Dallas. It didn't go down well, yeah. Moving on. Come on, let's talk horror. Let's talk Christmas horror. That's the main theme of the show tonight, not blue movies. The legendary retro 80s. Oh wow, it's a Christmas miracle. More Alan, definitely a great thing, yeah. I'll be seeing more of me, all going well in the new year. Walk on, always believe. In Aston and Merry Hill a few years ago, had 2 whole aisles of physical media, full aisles. Now it's maybe 2 small rows. It's bloody ridiculous, isn't it? The way these stores are shrinking their physical media, but who knows? Look what happened with vinyl. We thought we'd never see that again, and it's bounced back, hasn't it? As popular as ever. So fingers crossed. If the streaming dies out and that. Well, Netflix have lost so many. They lost so many members, haven't they? People just basically unsubscribed. So hopefully it'll have a domino effect, and people start buying physical discs again. I have to be honest though, guys. I don't know if you agree with me. You know what I think is partially contributed to people not wanting to buy physical media, the exorbitant price of some of those 4Ks and box sets. I mean, you go into HMV or any other store and have to sell them, and you see a 4K for near 30 quid. You think to yourself, that's a bit much for one movie and that, just because it's got a fancy box and that. A 30 quid and that, sometimes 35 quid. It's a bit much, like, you think they'd lower the prices a bit, like, wouldn't you? Even some of the Blu-rays are quite expensive and that, some of the box sets and that, so I think that's been a contributory factor, shall we say, to people wanting to turn in more towards, the cheaper alternative of streaming. The legendary retro 80s critic is saying, shame Alan, oh, we've been through this, haven't we? Come on, let's talk about some Christmas horror movies. I say these ones I've got here, guys, I highly recommend them. If anybody's seen these, well, yeah, if you haven't seen them, I highly recommend them. They're good Christmas movies to put on. I think you'll enjoy them. The legendary retro 80s. All I Want for Christmas is Helen Mirren back in her prime. Tony Crosby. I can remember Spike Jones singing All I Want for Christmas is my two... Was it Spike Jones? All I Want for Christmas is me 2 front teeth. DVD and Film Bloke saying, I've never seen an episode of The Goodies. I really should. Stuck back full soul, me honest. Yeah, the Goodies, a fantastic series. Yeah, I used to love it. I used to look forward to them coming on, Great series. The legendary Alan doing the Funky Gibbon. Love it. Such a classic song. Yeah. They used to go like that. Do the Funky Gibbon. Yeah. Oh, magic. Paul Conway to Walk and Always Believe. It makes me worried for the future of film collecting. Even HMV is selling more merchandise now. Yeah, I know. I just don't... I don't like that at all. They seem to be shrinking more and more. All sorts of like the Blu-rays and DVDs, they're getting smaller and smaller. And I think something should be done about it, to be honest. They're just going to sell merchandise and that, these figures and that, and other things. I don't think I'll be shopping in there much, to be honest with you. I go in there primarily to buy movies and browse through the movies, and they're going to start selling other kinds of stuff what you're not really interested in. I don't think I'll be frequenting those stores. Pete's saying, I remember seeing the Goodies DVD box set for like £50 in Sainsbury's last year. Yeah, it's worth picking up, Pete, as I say. Yeah, the fantastic series and that. Yeah, I loved them. You know, they one of my favourites and that in the 70s and that. So I haven't actually got that box set, but at some point I might pick that up and revisit that, because it's as I say, I love the Goodies and that, and definitely well worth a rewatch. Paul Conway saying Susie Kendall or Veronica Carlson, both. Legendary retro 80s critic, thoughts on the film on After Dark. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment. DVD and film bloke saying someone died laughing while watching an episode of the Goodies, and his wife rose up to them, thanking them for a happy last moment for him. Oh, right. Legendary retro 80s critic, thoughts on Susie Quattro. I'd certainly go down here Devilgate Drive. Although she's got a big fan following, hasn't she, Susie Quattro? And again, she's one of my all-time favourite singers in the 70s, Susie Quattro. Yeah, 48 Crash, Devilgate Drive, She's in Love with You. You know, The Wild One was a good one. That wasn't a very big hit of hers, The Wild One, from October 1974. Loved The Wild One. Yeah, oh yeah, and Daytona Demon. Yeah. Yeah, and of course a big one, Can the Can. Yeah, she's still going today, isn't she? I remember when she was a judge on the American Simon Cowell show. It was a Pop Idol a few years ago. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Susie Quattro. Legendary retro, National Lampoon's Vacation is a treat for all mankind, right? Beverly D'Angelo, she's quite easy on the eye, isn't she? Walker always believed, to Paul Conway. I agree. I mean, HMV now is like 15 to 20% physical media, and the rest is toys, sweets, American sweets, which is a fortune, speakers, etc. It's turning into a supermarket, I know, yeah. You need somebody, you know what you need, guys? You need somebody like a businessman who sort of like open a store purely for movie buffs. And when I say movie buffs, that means DVDs and Blu-rays, and plenty of them. Never mind all this paraphernalia, odds and sods, figures and that, and clothes and pencils and that, and all the miscellaneous like stock. Thoroughly a big movie store we want, which sells wall to wall Blu-rays and DVDs. That's what we want. So let's hope it transpires one day, sooner rather than later. Stuff to streaming. DVD and film bloke in the Wizard of Oz. In The Wizard of Oz, asbestos was used for the snow scenes and everything that needed to be fireproofed, right? Including part of the Scarecrow's costume. All right. The legendary retro, rub some baby on, you'll all be... oh, no thank you. Get some in's good, yeah. Walk on always like Frank Spencer, you dirty little devil, tells me, giggling every time, haha, yeah. And the dog stood a whoopsie on the carpet, Bessie. Love Michael Crawford in that role. Yeah, legendary retro. I love Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. Yeah, such a classic, yeah, fantastic. DVD and film bloke, at the time asbestos was a miracle material and was even used as snow in department stores. It was soon discovered it gave people cancer. All right. DVD and film bloke, strangely fitting, Ray Bolger, who played the Scarecrow, died of cancer in the 80s. Oh, right, so he lived to a fairly good age then, Ray Bolger. Legendary retro, oh my, Stephanie Beacham and Dracula AD. Yeah, very nice lady and still has it now. Yeah, Stephanie Beacham, yeah, very fine actress. Used to be in Connie, didn't she? And wasn't she in one of the American soaps, Dynasty or Dallas and that? Sure, she was in them. Yeah, I like Stephanie Beacham. DVD and film bloke, in Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. Michael Crawford did most of his own stunts. Indeed he did. Yeah. The only one he didn't do was the helicopter one. Havoc did it. Who did the Doctor Who stunts in the 70s, right? Oh yeah, he's fantastic, Michael Crawford. He really was. Fine singer as well in the Phantom of the Opera. But I'll tell you what, guys, I think I'll go on till about 11:15, if that's okay. I've enjoyed it tonight, and I'm sorry for the somewhat late start at the beginning. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, and that, you know, talking about different things and that, and the Christmas horrors and that, and the TV shows and that. So yes, I'll be on till, as I say, 11:15, if that's okay. Right. DVD and Film Bloke is saying, I even think HMV is running out of stock because it's rare. I find something I'm actually looking for in there. It didn't used to be like that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, definitely. Pete's saying, Tesco sells now films. Now they only do big releases like Top Gun. Yeah. Main reason why they didn't sell was they never put the stock out on the shelf. Yeah, it's ridiculous, as I say, you know, the way these supermarkets are discontinuing their, you know, their physical media and that, you know, it saddens me, like, you know, to see, like, the way that, you know, the physical media markets decline and that, and these supermarkets sort of, like, leading the way in reducing their stock and that. Yeah, it's, I love physical media, and as I say, it's very unfortunate it's come to this. DVD and Film Bloke is saying, I have Amazon, Music Magpie, HMV Online, eBay, but it's not the same as going to the shops. Although you can get some good bargains online. I love to go around browsing the shops, especially around Christmas time. The atmosphere and that, excluding the crowds, of course. That's the only thing I don't like, the queues and that, as I said before. But I love the atmosphere of shopping at Christmas and that, you know, and seeing all the new releases and that, you know. And it's an experience what, you know, should never be in any danger of being taken away. You know, they don't want to start closing store after store down and building bloody high-rise blocks of flats and that. That will be a very, very sad day indeed. Yeah, I love browsing, and the bookstores as well as the movie stores. I like browsing Waterstones. It's a great pleasure of my life browsing through the bookstores and that, you know. I still miss Debenhams, and I thought that was a lovely store, Debenhams. Paul Conway's saying, how is the physical media section in Liverpool HMV, Alan? My nearest was Southport and it permanently closed. Well, they've got a fair amount of physical media, but it's not sort of like wall to wall, if you know what I mean. You go in, you've got like various paraphernalia, like t-shirts and that, and those figures and that, you know, and books and that. So they're going more and more sort of like miscellaneous with the stock, and all the movies are like the back of the store. You know, you go down a step to it, and they're all sort of like they're on display there and that. They've got a good range, but they haven't got as many as they used to have. You know, and as I say, I think it's very sad that it's come to this and that. You know, they seem to be shrinking everywhere you go now. The movies, and our physical movie stock seems to be shrinking and shrinking. Let's just hope they don't disappear completely. There's still a big market out there for physical media, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Richard Brown saying Amazon might be to blame for shops not stocking stuff. Amazon's really taken off, hasn't it? I mean, I buy regularly on Amazon myself, but I like to mix that in with browsing through the shops. I don't want to go exclusively over to Amazon, just relying on Amazon to buy me movies. I want that other option to browse through the shops. Because, you know, if you're going to be sitting on your backside all day, just tapping on your computer and ordering, you're not seeing any life. You're not sort of like casting aside the experience of going round, you know, the pleasure of going round and, you know, picking things up, you know, looking at movies and that in shops. And it's the same with books and that. And of course, if you're into clothes and that, going around the clothes stores and that, you know, and you know, it's as I say, it annoys me the way all the stream and online business is just like it's trying to sort of like overshadow, you know, this sort of like the long tradition of it, you know, it going on a shopping spree, going around the shops and browsing the physical stuff. Pete's saying apparently cheap Poundland Blu-rays are now on the original factory shop. Oh, right, yeah. I go to Poundland quite a bit, and they have the same old, more or less the same old rubbish there and that. You know, they never seem to change. You know, the same old movies and that. You know, a lot of the movies, like, you know, I just wouldn't touch with a barge pole and that. You know. The legendary Retro saying, apologies, Alan. Shame to hear you'll be alone at Christmas. I won't be alone at Christmas. Far from it. Brian Gilson, I collect Blu-rays, but I still buy a lot of DVDs as they are sold at great prices, and my Blu-ray player upscales the picture a good bit. DVD and film bloke. Back to Christmas horror. Yeah, back to Christmas horror. Yeah, less of the personal stuff. Back to Christmas horror. I'll be watching Santa's Sleigh, the horror comedy with Bill Goldberg as a demon. Santa going on a rampage. I've heard it's really fun. Do you know what? I think I saw that a couple of years ago, Santa's Sleigh. Is that the one with the Santa? He's got a real baldy head and a big long beard. Yeah, from what I can remember, I enjoyed that one. Yeah. There was one I watched, I think it was around about the same time. Was it Saint Nick? It's more sort of like to do with like the folk aspect of Christmas, like the Saint Nicholas and that. And he's like this figure he was like a demon and he was dressed like a bishop. I wasn't too keen on that one. Yeah, but I do like that one. Santa's Sleigh, it's a good one, that. Brian Gilson said DVD and film, but it's a good horror comedy, Santa's Sleigh, yeah. I'll have to revisit that one at some point. DVD and film bloke to Brian, so I've heard, yeah. Walk on, always believe. I agree 100%. DVD should be £5 maximum, yeah. Blu-ray should be £10 maximum. 4K is 50. Yeah, exactly maximum. TV complete series £20 maximum. Yeah, exactly. Box sets £20 maximum. Limited editions £25 maximum. It literally cost them pennies to make. I know. Yeah. That if they did that, if they did, they resorted to that option, I think that would boost. I think that would boost the sales of Blu-rays and DVDs, to be honest. But yeah, very good points there. I totally agree with everything what you've said. I think it's ridiculous as well, as I said before. Some of these new releases, they charge for the posters and that, and the fancy packaging and that, and you buy it, and a couple of weeks later they bring out the standard edition for about what, $12.99, $10.99, whatever, $14.99. They did that with the Ghost Watch, didn't they? The Michael Parkinson. They brought out that special edition which I bought. I could never go back to it, just the one watch only for me. And now I see that they bought out the standard, the bare bones one, cheaper. So it's all about money, isn't it? They're bringing out these fancy boxes and that, as I say, with all the pretty packaging on and all the bells and whistles. And then a couple of weeks or months later, they bring out the standard edition and that, So that's why I suppose a lot of people say, now I'm spewing this new fancy release and wait for the standard edition, providing for definite that it will be released. Yeah, it's all, as I say, it's all about money at the end of the day, guys. DVD and film bloke is saying, I found supermarkets, mainly Sainsbury's, sold physical for dead cheap when compared to HMV, but sadly shops stopped selling them. I've had a couple of bargains from Asda, over the last couple of years, primarily low budget ones, But yeah, Asda was very good. Used to go down there every Monday dinner hour and see all the new releases and that, and some good horror movies as well. For a £5 and £4 and that. I got the Jack in the Box from there, the one with the demon and the Jack in the Box and that. By the way, I've sent off for the Blu-ray with the 2 movies on, so the DVDs I'll probably be selling. So if anybody's interested in them, they're very good movies and that. Jack in the Box and Jack in the Box 2. I believe they're making a Jack in the Box 3 as well. So if you like your horror movies like creepy ornaments and that, haunted ornaments, I think you like the Jack in the Box. Yeah. So I'll probably put them on eBay and that. So if anybody's interested, drop me a line. Yeah. But I've sent off to Amazon Germany for the Blu-rays. One of the few modern horror movies that I can honestly say was enjoyable. If you haven't seen the Jack in the Box movies, guys, I highly recommend them. Very real fun horror movies. The legendary retro 80s critic Kim Wilde for me. With you came, I know I snow. Not less of the nudge nudge wink wink talk. Tony Crosby, nice Alan, and all took my painkillers. I'm going to bed. Happy Christmas all. Okay. Right, I think I'll go now, guys, because I'm getting a bit peckish. I know I said I'd continue till 1:45, but I think I'll sign off now. So thanks again for coming. I've really enjoyed it and that. And, some good topics and that, and I really enjoyed talking about Christmas horror movies and that, and all the, the comedies and that, the classic comedies and so forth. And I hope you all have a nice Christmas, and you hope you get everything what Santa, Santa brings you is exactly what you wanted. Watch some good movies and that. And so I'll be back I'll be back again. I won't be doing a live stream next week because it's the run up to Christmas and that. But I'll be back in the new year with another live stream. But before that, I'll be doing an unboxing of some of the Christmas goodies I got, the movies and that. All right then, guys. So I'm going to go now. So take care of yourselves. Yeah, bye for now. And I'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye. Happy Christmas. Bye.